make America great again. I don't recognize her at all. Streets are full of drugs and illegals. It's time to finish that wall and make America great again. You might be woke, but you ain't awake. I'm madder than hell, I want her back. They took more than I can take. Make America great again. Love this country, love this land, but we spiral. Gotta give her back to God and the Bible. Need a red, white, and blue revival. Make America great again. Dirty politics will put you on trial. Trying to take our free speech and our rifles. Turn a red wave to a tidal. Make America great again. Make America great again. Inflation's wrecking our pay. The border's wide open and our vets need help, but we turning them away. Make America great again. Yeah, back to United States, where your word means something and your dollar means more, and we ain't messing around with other countries' war. Love this country, love this land, but we spiral. Gotta give her back to God and the Bible. Need a red, white, and blue revival. Make America great again. Dirty politics will put you on trial. Trying to take our free speech and our rifles. Turn a red wave to a tidal. Make America great again. Make America great again. Great again. Woo! Yeah, we're living on a prayer. God, come save this country, get us out of this nightmare and make America great again. Love this country, love this land, but we spiraled. Gotta give her back to God and the Bible. Need a red, white, and blue revival. Make America great again. Dirty politics will put you on trial. Trying to take our free speech and our rifles. Turn a red wave to a tidal. Make America great again. Make America great again. America great again. Make America great again.
All right, everybody. What's up? It's your girl, Vero G, signing into the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show here. We are host Vero G. We got a crazy show for y'all today. Listen, I don't know if y'all ready for this because we got some breaking news. But before we do that, we have two amazing guests up here tonight. We got the first one. He is the New York City Mayor candidate. He goes by the Honorable Gonzalo Duran, who'll be here in a few minutes. Also, we have the City Council candidate, Jason Murillo, also known as DJ Loudmouth. We'll be talking about politics, upcoming campaign situation. Y'all already know. So we getting it twisted and ready. Listen, share, like, all that said and done. We got a few announcements, but before we do, we're going to first thing, breaking news, because we just got some explosive stuff on celebrity gossip. Yes, hold on. Celebrity gossip. Yes. So let me give y'all the information. Hold up, because this is too juicy to not give up.
There's pictures there.
I got you. All right. So we're gonna show pictures, but I'm gonna do the breaking news first.
And you gotta scroll this.
Thank you. Yeah. So sorry, guys. Like I said, listen. Stay tuned. Share, like, tell a friend. We got a lot of juicy stuff for y'all tonight on the show. We are getting it ready. Yeah, and on top of that, I'm feeling 100%. So that tells you the dedication of all that situation, right? That tells you a whole lot. All right, so guys, before anything, let me put the breaking news for you guys. Thank you. And all that said and done, because y'all, I don't know if y'all ready for this. I know y'all ready for this. Hold on. Again, you can share, like, comment, all that said and done.
What, did Gonzalo win mayor already?
No, not yet. You want to squeeze in a little bit? All right, not yet.
I need a job, you know?
All right, but not yet. Well, we got breaking news first. Wait.
I could be deputy mayor.
All right, okay, we got this guy here in the show. He just wanted to jump in. So hold on. Wait. All right.
So what's the breaking news?
Wait. Let me play. God, we are muted. I just realized that.
Oh, there we go. Jay-Z.
Yes.
Why, he's gonna be on the show?
Listen, no. I mean, I don't want him on the show anyway, but no. But I got some exclusive for y'all first here.
Okay.
We just got some exclusive on social media, and I got to give you the heads up. So apparently, Jay-Z, all right, let me get this correct. So I got all the receipts on my phone. I know you guys see my phone. Yeah, oh no, I got it on my phone, yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see, but the photos on me, it's all right. So first thing, Jay-Z, breaking news, people, ready? Jay-Z is accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000, along with the man of the hour. Oh. Where is he? The piece of shit of the year? Puff Daddy. Oh. That's right.
I thought you was going to mention Stormy.
Oh, God, we're not doing that today. Sorry. Oh. All right, so apparently Jay-Z has released a statement.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Saying that the allegations of him raping a 13-year-old girl are false and blackmail. Wow. He did wrong to Jaguar Wright when she told Piers Morgan. Remember him?
Well, people want to see us to take
oh, right. Yeah, I just want to show these pieces of shit. You know, these pieces of shit on here. Wait. Wrong person. Sorry. Right. So, again, the receipts are here, people. I don't know if you guys can see it.
What, you got the actual proof?
Yeah, this is the actual information online. So, again, he states it is blackmail.
I'm Jason, by the way, for everybody.
Yeah, we all know you. Everybody, you'll be in a few minutes. All right, so real quickly, he was stating that it's false allegations for blackmail and false allegations. Now, here, a part of what Mr. I want to show the picture again because I got to show Puff Daddy the piece of shit of the year. All right, so apparently going on with Jay-Z, let me see, I got everything.
Need a better green screen.
Listen, it's all right. Now, apparently, states here, Jay-Z, well, that's part of Puff Daddy. Jay-Z accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2001 with Sean Diddy Combs. Did you just heard this, guys? Exclusive breaking news right now on the show.
I took the photo.
I got it. So, listen. Fufu said, what's up, DJ Loudmouth? All right, so listen. This is breaking news. All right, so now back to Puffy, the piece of shit. Apparently, like I said, he was accused of the 13-year-old with P. Diddy in the lawsuit together. So now I've been saying this shit since Jaguar. I've been talking about this. I'm not Puffy. Jay-Z is about to be next. What do you feel about this whole thing?
I mean, I'm a big Jay-Z fan, and I was a big fan of Diddy. So this is, it's heartbreaking. It's very concerning, the allegations. You know, so I mean, let's see what happens.
Right.
Let the justice system play out, and you're presumed innocent until proven guilty, unless you're President Trump. So, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yes, you already know. All right. So also talking about one more time, I'm going to show this piece of shit. All right.
But so if they committed the crimes, then definitely
they have to do the time.
Yep.
That's what it is, people. Even rich people got problems, and guess what? They got to go under too. Mic drop, please.
And if I was the Manhattan DA, I would convict.
All right. Well, not right now, cowboy. Calm down. All right. So quickly, another situation with Puff Daddy alongside with Jay-Z did something separate. Now, a young lady who finally came out, right? Her name is Anna. I hope I get it correctly because I had to make sure I get the results. I wanted to. All right, I got it. All right, so Anna Kane is the ex-wife of Edmonton Oilers player Evander Kane, has publicly come forward in her sexual assault case against Sean Diddy Combs. That's the one that was 17 years old, remember that she went with him and a few other people. They got gang raped, by the way. It was Puff Daddy accusation, allegedly. Puff Daddy and a few other people that were part of the Puff Daddy team. They gang raped her and a few other people, apparently. Now, on that day, she was the one with the picture. They blurred her face and they showed her body. She was in the studio. She was 17 years old, by the way. Yeah, that's a minor.
You have some comments.
All right, I'll make it down in a few minutes. Hold on. So apparently, the reason why she had to come out and instead of saying Jane Doe, because they're going to continue on the lawsuit. That's how pretty much what it is. So it states here, an amended complaint filed in federal district court in Manhattan on December 6th, and obtained by people. Kane used her real name after U.S. District Judge Jessica G. L. Clark ruled that she had to order to continue her lawsuit against the mogul. This is crazy. Oh my God. And then on top of that, real quickly, yeah, she stated that, it was right here, gang raped and sex trafficking after she was the age of 17 years old. Listen, people, what y'all feel about this before we get our guests on the show? I'm going to check the comments in a few minutes. But this is actually breaking news. We just found this out a few minutes ago before we got on the show. And I felt like this is celebrity news. We got to talk about this shit. Because these high power executives in the music world or industry thinking that they got power and they throw money at these young girls because they're naive and young and they don't know any better and do it. God knows how many other things.
It happens in politics as well.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Matt Gaetz, the former attorney general nominee, had to withdraw because he had
right.
There was investigations on him when he was in Congress.
Oh, that's crazy.
I
hear you.
With a 17-year-old, so.
Oh, that's terrible.
You know, so there was multiple payouts and stuff.
Oh my God.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. So, all right, so quick announcements, guys, on here before we get the comments and announcements, and we can start, I guess. Okay, Fufu say, hey, I'm here. Let's go, Vero. What's up, Nate, brother? Regina, hello, my love. How are you? Fufu's laughing out loud, crazy. I know it all coming out. He's like, hey, DJ, I don't do it.
Okay.
Well, I know you're good, so we don't have no complaints on that. We talking about Puffy.
Wait, is he denying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Allegations?
I don't know anything, but I know it's Puffy and Jay-Z. Jay-Z is finally getting his time now.
Oh, okay.
Jaguar Wright stated this shit months ago, even over a couple years ago, that Jay-Z had to handle all this fucking crazy shit going on. That's crazy. All right, so quick announcements on here, people. As you guys know, just want to run a couple of things with you before we get our guests on the show. I'm so excited. You guys can share, comment, all that said and done on here. With that said and done. So quickly on announcements, let me show you guys the photos and all that, and that's said and done. Check out the show, guys. It's also on Who's Next NYC Radio. You can check our show there every week on here, alongside with Vero G Spotlight Radio Show, live on all that said and done.
And you can listen to independent artists from around the world 24/7.
There you go.
That's WhosNextNYCRadio.com.
There you go.
And you can submit your music and videos anytime.
There you go. Also, quickly, guys, just quick announcements on here while we're on the subject right now. You can check out my latest book. It's out now. It's called Gone Too Soon. It's available on Amazon. Information is there. Go check it out if you get a chance to. Appreciate it. Also, guys, check the merchandise out now with the brand new me. That's the information. T-shirts and tote bags. If you'd like to make your order, let me know. Quickly, go out, guys. Check out the YouTube channel. It's under different names, but it's the same one under one.
The Vero G Spotlight TV is a part of the Who's Next NYC radio channel. So on YouTube.
It's a combination of both. So yeah, but you guys can check that also and support, share, comment. There you go. Yeah. So real quickly, like I said, last but not least announcements on here. Check out the Christmas album. It's Christmas time, Vero G. Why not, right? Check that out. It's out now for some time. Just a couple of cover songs on there. All that said and done, and you already know. Also, quickly but not least, also check in the corner that you guys can see that. You can see that's the album that's out now called A Brand New Me, and the cover up there. It's a great album. Go support it. Big shout out to Real Lyrics and everybody who's part of this project. Whether that's said and done. I think that's it for announcements. I want to make sure we're good. I think we're making sure. Also, guys, real quickly on here before anything, if you have any questions for the guests, we have a Q&A part 2 on the show. So please, any questions for our guests, you're more welcome to be a part of the show.
I did an hour ago on social media, on Facebook and on X, I did a Q&A.
Right.
I told people, including journalists and viewers,
okay,
to submit questions to us, to me and Honorable Gonzalo Duran.
that's awesome.
And we got some questions. We got plenty of questions.
So
and some controversial ones as well.
Okay, so first let's do the interview, and then we're gonna do the Q&A and all that.
Yeah.
And all that's in there. Real quickly, guys, go support us. If you want to be a submission on the January issue of 2025, contact us now. My Instagram is @official Vero G. All that said and done, go support it. The magazine is called the Vero G Spotlight Magazine. That's the information at the bottom. We've seen the ticker. That is our social media platform @official Vero G. You can check the website, or you can check out his information as well.
You don't have a better green screen?
Oh, look, man. I'll do what I can, man. I feel like I'm outside right now. All right.
Space here.
I bet so. All right. So, like I said again, real quickly, guys. Y'all already know all information's on there. With all that said and done, and let's get right into it. Are you guys ready? I guess so.
I guess.
He's like, yeah. Oh, okay. That was a very hesitant part right there. All right. Last but not least, also go check out the song. Scars is out now at www.ldmradio.com. Go check that out. It's you can vote weekly. You can check out, the song. It's on that platform. And if you guys want to vote, again, once a week, support it. Here's the picture. You guys can see that quickly. And all that said and done. And not but not least, we have our toy drive. Are you excited? Yes.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I love to get back to the community, and we do it every year, and we're gonna do it again next Sunday at the Paliqua Art Space.
Right.
It's I think it's 367.
Well, it's in the bottom. You can't. It's something. It's in the flyer of anything. Yeah.
East 10th Street. That's
right.
It's between Avenue C and B and Alphabet City, Lower East Side.
Okay.
And we're gonna give out toys. We're gonna have live music. DJ Loudmouth.
Okay.
And we're gonna have a few artists perform.
Yes.
We're gonna have some cookies and stuff like that. Maybe Santa will make an appearance.
I don't know.
And it's brought to you by myself, by Angela Inquino, public advocate candidate, yourself as well, Dion Powell, and many more, and Paliqua Art Space. So it's about giving back to the community that we do here every year, and we're gonna have a good time. So you want to come get a toy? Come on down. Want to get some cookies? You want to drop off some toys? We're also gonna have some girls' clothing for sizes 3 to 10 as well. Yes. And we're trying to see what else we could get. And it's about giving back. That's what the season's about, the holidays. And I'm very proud to do that. And I've been doing this with you and before you, even when I wasn't running for office. I always give back to my community, year round, so that's what it's about,
Sounds good. Yeah, first I heard it here. Again, we're looking for last minute donations. I want to help out. This is the last week, people, before Sunday. So hit us up. Information.
For more information about the toy drive and the supporter efforts, visit my website at Jason Murillo for NYC.com. That's Jason, Murillo for NYC.com, or DJ Loudmouth for NYC.com. Right. Or hit us up on social media. Jason Murillo, DJ Loudmouth on Facebook.
Okay.
Jason Murillo NY on X, DJ Loudmouth Official on the Instagram, of course, Official Vero G, yourself, Veronica Gonzalez, we're everywhere.
Also, quickly, Fufu said, when I come. It's okay.
All right.
All right, so let's give it up for our amazing guest. He's been waiting patiently right now. Oh, he said this. Yeah, wait. Yo, Gonzalo's like, I already read that. That's what I was saying. Like, what's going on, right?
It's my show when I show up. I own
mic drop.
I own the damn radio station here, so
Okay, mister, calm down. All right, so let's be waiting patiently. We have two amazing guests.
I'm the chairman here.
Okay, here we go.
You may be the Honorable Gonzalo
Duran,
but I'm the chairman here. Okay.
All right, calm down, cowboy. All right, guys. So furthermore, let's give it up for our amazing guest who's in the building, patiently waiting. We got two of them. First one, we have New York City mayor candidate, the Honorable Gonzalo Duran.
Well, that's not me. Not yet.
No, I know that. Oh. I'm done. I can't with you. Hello there, buddy. How are you?
Hey, everyone. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you, Vero. I'm glad to be on the Vero G show. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm just trying.
Why he has a small screen?
I'm trying to figure that out. Okay, this is
it gets bigger. Don't worry.
Put him in the little corner.
No, I'm not doing that.
You know the movie? What was that? What's the movie?
Which one?
Don't put baby in the corner.
No,
don't put him in the corner.
Put him in the bathroom. No.
Yeah, put him in the bathroom.
Yeah,
when they're shooting dice. When they're shooting dice, put him in the corner.
Oh, done. I can't. So, Honorable Gonzalo Duran, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate your time.
Once again, thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
You're very welcome. So, are you ready?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay, awesome. So, since we last had you on the show, it's been a while. Update us what's been going on with your campaign and what you're doing right now. Because I know you made the announcement officially that you're running for mayor for next year, 2025. But tell people more about that as well.
Well, last time we spoke on air, I was about to finish the congressional race. Obviously, I did not win, but I received over 36,000 votes. And one of the things was that we took a good chunk of Richie Torres's votes. So this is like one of the first time he wasn't in his 80%, where he's normally have been at. So I took that as a big win on our part. And I was contemplating what I was going to do for this election cycle, and we had a November Bronx conservative event, and the chairman had said, we didn't really have anybody to stand up for the positions for this upcoming election in 2025, and he was looking for people to stand up, and I was the first one to put my hand up, and I said, you know what, let's I'll run for mayor to help out the party. And since then, it's been picking up steam. I've done quite a few interviews. Normally, I'm not gonna say normally. For 100% sure, yes, I'm 100% sure that the attention that I received has not been felt by conservatives or Republicans in the Bronx in a very long time.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, because I don't want to get too much into it, if you don't, it's up to your discretion. But with that said, now, why do you think you're not getting that full potential support with that?
Well, I'm saying I am receiving a lot of attention, more so than anyone in the past has. And the reason why is because a lot of people didn't know about the Conservative Party.
Yes.
Within the last 2 years. I think we've been making a lot of movements. This last particular election cycle for 2024, the New York State Conservative have received one of the highest votes for the presidency. I think it topped off, don't quote me on this, but roughly over 333,000 votes for President Trump on the conservative line for New York State, which Jason alluded to earlier, was that that's the New York State Conservative Party is not like any other. It's the only conservative organization with ballot access.
Okay, that's what's up. Ooh, all right. So I'm excited. How do you feel, by the way, to just officially announce that you're running against Eric Adams? But basically, he's in his own situation. But how do you feel about that?
Well, the fact that I was able to say out loud that I was running for mayor and nobody to laugh, I think that's a win in itself. A lot of people could go up and say, I want to run for this, I want to run for that, and anybody in the room was like, I don't know. But for this situation, like I said, I've picked up a lot of steam for the media, and then also from other organizations. Like today, not only did I have an invitation for the Political Action Network to speak against the other mayoral candidates, you could see like the line was all Democrats, and then just one conservative or one outside Democrat there speaking. So you could see once again that if it wasn't for me being there, there would have not been another party there to speak for the constituents that are not Democrats.
I like that. Now, I want your input on this because I know a lot of these parties now, they're kind of like iffy with certain things and certain policies. Now, for your situation as being a conservative, right? My question, what is your pro and cons with the other parties, with particularly the Democrats and the working class? What do you feel about
working families,
forgive me.
Republican.
I really don't see any negativity on the other parties. For me, I don't believe in party lines too much. I'm a moderate conservative, more, the people have said more centric. I'm not really that type of using those type of words. I just consider myself the average Joe that's, focused on, transparency, money, stuff like that. And when I look at the Democratic Party, the only real issue I have with them is that I believe that they've been in such power for so long that they've lost touch with a lot of the things that are going on with the average person. And that there's facts behind that. There's data. There's it's visible when you see the middle class disappearing. It's realistic. Like you can't deny that that's going on right now. To live comfortable in New York, either you're super poor and you get a lot of social services given to you, or you're ultra rich and you have everything that you need. Now that middle ground, the average person is getting hurt. That's where I come from. That's I want to make it to the middle class, but they're making it smaller and smaller, and the opportunity for it is dwindling a lot.
So true. Okay, so there's some questions I want to ask you about that because let's say you become mayor next year, right? And people they support you and everything. Now, what things, if you get into office as mayor, what things you want to make change in New York City, like the congestion prices, or certain things that in New York City that needs to be changed that you feel, as I said, us New Yorkers, we're just struggling day by day, like you mentioned. What things would you like to make change?
Well, first of all, for people to understand that if I did win the opportunity to be mayor for New York City, it would not be an easy task. I want to make sure people know that, because let's say I'm going into the arena, I'll be the only conservative, and I don't know if ever for the mayorship, but I know for decades I would be probably the only known conservative to be in that position. And not to say that there's opposition, but the Democratic Party will feel a certain way, and I would have to work with most likely the Republicans a little bit more, and they have their own system. When people say the other side of the aisle, there is a huge separation in there. So now going in as a conservative, it will be a fight. But what I want people to know is that I'm willing to take that. I'm willing to give up everything else that I'm doing so that I can focus on that and not go in trying to win my next seat or go to a higher power. I'll be 100% focused on fixing New York City. And everybody's going to come in here and they're going to tell you the same things. They want safety, housing, affordability, all these other things. But how they go about approaching it is going to be different. You just mentioned congestion pricing. That's more of a state issue. That's not a city issue, although it affects the city. My thing would be to try to, what I had made public, but I didn't publish it, was that if congestion pricing, if it had to be done, what I would have been fighting for up the chain to the governor would have been, lower that amount. And that's what I did say. I believe we had that conversation a while back. I'm like, why does it have to be $10, $15? Why can't it be $2, $5? Something, within reason. I don't want congestion pricing, but once again, when you walk into that type of arena, the Democrats are saying they want this, the Republicans may be fighting it, and then the balance there. Now I go in, I'm saying, and I'm trying to work with them, saying, look, let's make a compromise here, and that's going to be the big deal. Like, just because you want something to happen, there's checks and balances in our government to make sure that no one person has absolute power and no one person has the ability to do anything without being checked. Unfortunately, since New York City is pretty much dominated by the blue side, the Democratic side, it does feel that way. So trying to find that balance for, let's say, the other half of the constituents, to try to push it more to the right when we can, but also try to find solutions to things. When you talk about housing, everybody's gonna say, oh, just you want to build more housing. Well, or want us to build more affordable housing. Well, how are you going to build a more affordable housing without taking more money from our pockets, what little we have? Can we do it? Can we use government land that's not being used to build affordable housing? Yes. Now, most of the things that people, or most of the situation right now is they try to put 30% of the affordability into a new development. Well, why does it have to be 30%? Why can't it be 50, 60? And the other people, the ones that are not getting the percentage of that percentage, not have to suffer, compared to relatively when the affordability is needed for the let's say middle to lower class individuals. And one thing that I've heard that I haven't heard from politicians, incumbents, is anybody talking about changing the AMI. The AMI is what structures us to what accounts for affordability, the actual dollar amount. It's part of the calculation of it. And one of the reasons is because the AMI number, and I apologize, I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's okay.
Lama should be back there looking up that information.
That.
Go in for that. We'll excuse him for that. Once the AMI is taken away from, let's say, Westchester or the upper city or outside the city numbers, that number would change drastically. But you don't hear the incumbents saying that, because then the developers would fear that, because it would they would lose more money, and that's the struggle power. So you say let's do affordable housing, but you have to remember there's real estate developers, housing lobbyists that are out there that are funding the current administrations and the lobbying other incumbents, electors, legislators from all over the city and state, and that's why we have a power struggle right there. So for me, you want to be a wild card, you want things to change, go different route. Vote for somebody else. Vote Gonzalo Duran for mayor and see the how the structure and the system changes more, or brings attention to us what we're going to be doing.
That is so true. Now, I want to ask you something, because as you know, us New Yorkers, we deal with a lot of crimes and violence as it is. Now, have you heard a lot of times, unfortunately, Mayor Eric Adams, he unfortunately defund a lot of money, or as they say, funds for the police, because right now it's a lot of things are happening. Now, what is your input on that? If you become mayor, or what things do you want to change for that? Because we do need the cops, especially in the train stations and nighttime. Things happen. There's so much crime happening now. What things you want to make change for that?
Well, first of all, I 100% back the blue. I believe we do have to lose a little bit of our freedom for safety. That's and to understand, to the people, I am, I didn't really go into my background. I'm a former United States Marine Sergeant who deployed to Iraq. I'm currently the CEO of Devil Dog USA Incorporated, and I am the vice chairman for the Bronx County Conservative Party. My spare time, I mentor at-risk teens, and as a hobby, I also have a talk show and I do journalism.
Yeah, let's talk.
So safety, when it comes to safety, the reason why some of my background is needed.
So would you support? Would you support stop
and once again, so for the safety part, besides back in the blue, one of the things that I've done and initiated was last year, or end of last year, Master CJ Rivera we started a program for self-defense, and it started with the general public, and then we did women, then we focused on children, then we focused on the elderly, and I'm happy to say that we'll be bringing it back for the 2020 2025 calendar year. So that's one thing. That's where I'm doing personal. Also, Mr. Finley over here said training. Yes. So there's a lot of things that I don't have access to because I'm not in that position, in a legislative position. But if I was, I would want to see the funding, the training methods, get myself ingrained. Right now, and I don't want to be disrespectful when I say this, but this administration recently hired the commissioner for sanitation to be the commissioner for the NYPD Blue.
That's crazy.
Now, a CEO is a CEO. I got that. A CEO is a CEO. So you can move CEOs around. Now, should the NYPD have somebody, like, once again, I don't know her background. I don't, so I do have to look that up. But from some of the interviews that I've seen, you know, I think she might be doing on the job training. I've seen and spoken to her personally on trash bins and sanitation stuff. But I don't know about NYPD. Once again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Right.
I want to make it very clear, if she was chosen because of her resume, then sure. But once again, I don't know her background that well. I will look into that. That's something that was really curious, because once again, for the people that might think that I'm being disrespectful, understand that this is like the third or fourth commissioner for the NYPD Blue in less than 4 years. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? DJ Lamo, you wanted to say something?
No.
He mentioned about the stop and frisk situation. You know how like back then used to be many years, and that was like a big kind of controversial situation at that, and they're trying to put that back now.
Yeah,
the
city councils.
Right.
So I want to make it very clear. I don't want to. I'm trying to. I don't want to hinder the police in doing their job. I think we have a lot of restrictions that we put on them so that they can't do something personally. Once again, I believe in freedom. I have defended my country. I have worked tirelessly in efforts to try to bring in advocacy for many things, especially safety and personal care. But I don't have a problem with stop and frisk, if we do it the proper way,
right.
Not just on, obviously that was, used against because of the statistics on African Americans and also Hispanics and minorities, etc., like that. But if we did it the right way, it shouldn't be a problem. We got to get checked for a lot of things. We're going to the TSA, you got to get checked. For the courthouse, you got to get checked. So to me, when somebody's trying to do maybe an investigation or probable cause and stuff like that, that makes a reasonable understanding of why something like that needs to be done. Is it just because of racism? Of course that shouldn't be done. What I would love to work at is building more relationship with the NYPD Blue, so that we have that communication not only to the people in the community, but also getting the bad cops out of office, out of there.
Yes.
And that's the problem, the bad cops. In every organization there's good and bad, but it depends on the leadership. So today I was at a town hall, or not a town hall, a forum, political forum with other mayoral candidates. And, I stood up there and I said, look, if you put a commissioner into a city department and it was done by nepotism, let's say they were just chosen because they're their family member or, something like that, then how does the rank and file trust in their leadership? And then it goes downhill in situations like that. So if we don't have proper leadership, it makes it a difficult thing to run an organization.
Very true. I mean, well said. My God. Well said. Now we're going to ask you for a couple of events coming up, but this one is a big one. Let's talk about the December 14th event that's happening this coming Saturday. Let's talk more about that.
Look at the smile on my face. Look at the smile.
Wait, on the flyer?
Well, if you could take the flyer off for 1 second.
Okay.
Look at the smile. Thank you for putting that up there. If you could put it back up, I would love to tell the people about it.
Okay, should I put the flyer up or just let you?
If you could put the flyer up, I would appreciate it very much.
Not a problem.
So, the Viable Candidate event, it came from the Viable Candidate Summit, where we asked leaders within the conservative, and we opened up to other candidates as well, to come and speak on what made their work positive through the elections, right? So now, after the summit, we decided to have an event, but this time we expanded it. Now we have candidates from all 5 boroughs that are conservatives. Jason Murillo running for city council, Tyree Goodman running for city council, Isaiah Vega for district leader, but also one of the main components of the event, Juan Pagan running for district leader, and Jennifer Holm running for city council. Now we have Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. It's going to be one of the biggest conservative citywide events that have ever been done. It's happening this year. It's happening on the 14th. Saturday, December 14th at 3 p.m. at 806 Jennings Street in the Bronx. There's going to be light refreshments, parking's available. And then underneath this, you're going to see other candidates from those boroughs all joining us. So anywhere between 20 to 25 candidates will be speaking that day. And, I was able to bring this together because of the work that I've progressed. When I am the vice chairman, if you could take off the flyer now, I'd appreciate it.
No problem.
Working as the vice chairman for the Bronx Conservative Party, I've made quite a presence for us. And like we're now right now the shining beacon of what's going on conservatism. And now I'm trying to push it out even further. Now, what the event is going to entail is we're having individuals that have succeeded in certain things, in certain programs, in certain elections, to speak on how we can get either these new individuals or share ideas and unite and work towards a common goal. Now, I want to be the vice chairman. I want to be the mayoral candidate.
Yes.
I still have to work it for the state level. I have to gather the reputation and stuff like that. And for something like this to happen and to come through, I think it shows them that I have the capabilities of that more large scale that you need to be in that position. And so, to be honest, like I look at this as the real foundation of what my political career could entail.
That's amazing. Oh man, yay! I'm excited. So now let's talk about your campaign. I'm gonna put a picture real quick, if I could have. I think this is the right one, right?
No.
Which one is that? Over here?
Mm-hmm.
I can use that one. Okay, so this is right here. I'm just showing people your name, your, like you said, what you're running for. Forgive me, and what you stand for. So as I speak, let's talk about your campaign. Like when you're gonna start working on that. What things are you gonna put into action for next year?
So I've already started, and so let's say I look at this as my way of saying I'm trying to show the troops that I need their support and their backing. So one aspect of getting, just because you get the ticket for the party, you still have to get the signatures in the petition. And that's where the key focus is. We're talking about thousands of signatures that's going to be needed, and we need to do it across the board. So for me, this is my way of saying, I want to be your leader. Let's work together, and let's start focusing and uniting all our resources all in one. So the people that are coming to this event not only are leaders within the Conservative Party, but also media, journalism, petitioning, contacts, for let's say newsletters and stuff like that. So bringing that widespread objective is going to be pushed that right now. That's what's going to be pushed at that level. If it goes well, then the feedback I get will help me once again. If I get the ticket from the state, then now these are possibly petitioners. I'm not saying I'm going specifically for that, but I want, it shows a trend of things that could happen, because if they're working with me, then I'm working with them as well.
I like that.
And besides that, once this is done, all we're already working on the next phase. So part 3 of this endeavor is going to be, now that we all got our tickets, is going to be after March. It's going to be the ability to get, let's say, another event, but with all candidates that have been, given the ballot access. And then now we're all talking about to the people our next move. So, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Oh, I'm excited. Like I said, I know you're excited for next year. It's a whole new ball game. I know you got to do a couple of more extra things, just like you said, to get in as they mentioned. But if anybody watching now, because we're going to go to the Q&A in a few minutes. We got a lot of people out, comments and questions. But before we do that, what advice would you tell people out there that want to just run or want to make a change in the community, or any party? It doesn't have to be just conservative, any party for that matter. What things, essential tools that they need to kind of do that?
There's one thing that you need to do if you're wanting to one day run for office. Yes, first you got to make sure that you say it out loud. Say it out loud and say it proudly. See who's gonna back you. See who's gonna shy away from you. See all that stuff. That's gonna be your first step. I'm actually finishing up an article tonight regarding individuals to want to run for office. So I'll send that to you, and if you can hopefully share it with your audience. Yeah. But the main thing, this is the main thing right here. You want to run for office? You need this. Oh, let me switch it up.
Okay.
You need this. This is called the voter registration card. 50 of these. You see that, Jason, right here? 50 of these.
He's watching. He's watching.
50. 50 voter registration cards is always going to see. I'm going to tell that to a Democrat, a Republican, a conservative, a family working party, an independent. I tell that to everybody. Everybody that calls me up and say, Gonzalo, I want to start a career, or what do you think I can do to help? Blah, 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 blah. Get 50 voter registration cards. 50 voter registration cards will be the foundation of your whole political career. It's the people that you're going to act for assistance, for volunteers, for donations. It's going to be your support network. It's going to be the debate. Like, once again, like, you have 50 individuals, you have their emails, their phone numbers, where they live. Now you can reach out to them, send them letters once a month, emails once a month, call them once a month, let them know what you're doing, how you're working, if you can get some help. And then you go branch out from there. You know, within those 50, you're going to find leaders. And then you're going to say, can you be my, help probably get your staff from there, get your treasurer, get your volunteer coordinator, and your campaign manager, even possibly. It depends, but 50 voter registration cards should be the start for every single person that wants to run for office. That's most political clubs are 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The amount of money that you need to get for, let's say, matching funds is, I think, let's say for city council is pretty low. Don't quote me on the numbers because it might be different by party lines. But let's say you need $15 or $10 from 75 people. Well, if you have 50 of these, you only need 15 more then after that.
Awesome. Now, I was going to ask you before we get into the Q&A part, because we got a lot of questions on Facebook and also on here in a minute. But my next thing is, I was just going to ask you that same question. Like, let's say somebody's out there that really want to make a change, like you mentioned, and do all these things. But then remember, it's cost effective. It's costly, right? So what things can they do, like, to kind of like you said, the matching funds, that's really important because that helps with the expenses of promoting and marketing and getting merchandising and different things that are going to help you get your name out there in the community. But those who are like just starting out, don't have like a big, expense budget, right? Like, how can they find a way to help with that?
This is free. This is free. 50 people getting signed up, you can ask them for $10 each.
Okay. That's not bad. Yeah. I like that. Okay.
You want to do a fundraiser?
There you go. See, that's what I'm like. Yes.
You invite 50 people right here.
Yeah.
Now, you times that by more, you get 100, you get 300, you get 400. Now you have 400, 500 people to talk to. Now, sure, you can go to the voters, let's say the master list that the party has. But once again, if it was that easy, everybody would do it. You can email everybody you want. But obviously, they haven't made any efforts to make any changes. So once again, if you get 50 new ones, at least it's current and they have face value because you signed them up yourselves.
That is so true, and you're right about that. Yeah, it's like people don't know that's good because they know about that. Like I said, they want to run for another couple of years, and now you gave them some kind of like tools that like, okay, cool. I know students I could try to do it also as well. All right, so now we're going to the Q&A session. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Facebook first. So Facebook, we have, who was it first?
Christopher Leon Johnson, independent journalist.
Chris.
A very good friend of yours.
Wait. Let me read what he asks you. Okay, he stays here. Do you call on Eric Adams to resign? That's a good question.
Yes.
No, I don't. I think he should continue. And if he's taken down, then that should be his punishment.
I feel you. Okay. Next one is forgive me. We just had her show. Big shout out to her. She's really awesome. Angela Aquino. If I get it correctly, because the last name is kind of tricky. Aquino, I think she's asked you, what is your view on mass migration? Oh, that's a good one.
Mass migration, like coming here?
Yeah, that's what she asked you.
Well,
that's what she wrote.
I didn't get to answer the question. The question's for me too.
Right, but let him first.
Did he answer the question about Eric?
Yes, he did. Now, what is?
Well, can I answer the question?
What? Let him first, and then okay. I'm so sorry. All right. So, what is your view on that? Like she said, mass migration.
I think she's talking about
the immigration situation, or
yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess that I also
Like the people coming here.
I think so.
Yeah,
because she didn't specify it.
and I guess about the deportation efforts that
yeah,
President Trump wants to do once he gets into office.
he wants to send them back. Yeah.
All right. So when it comes to migration here, obviously, I believe that people should come the legal way. But I understand that New York City is a safe haven. It's a sanctuary city, so that people do come here for that. And I don't believe that we should hinder their ability to get here, but we shouldn't, have an open door, like give them a free right to get here. That's I don't believe in that. This New York was, built on the foundation of immigrants. My mother came here illegally, but I was born here. I served my country, so I believe that there should be a balance, though, on how many people that we do take in and provide resources for. So there should be a limit because I use my full cup scenario. Like if I take this cup and I fill it with water to the top, I can drink from it. But once I start pouring it after it fills, it's going to spill over. Then the mess, and then it's going to ruin everything over here. So there's a certain limit that we have to cap things at. So that's my belief in migrating here. I think we should make it a little bit more easier for people to come in legally. That I do believe, because we do have to have accountability of the people that want to come in, and the people that are coming in because of safety reasons. Pre 9/11, could we be more relaxed? Sure, but not anymore. We have to have a stronger stance with that, and then when it comes to the deportation. So once again, once I said earlier was the checks and balances. Just because President Trump said he wants to do mass deportation at a super grand scale, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. Now, do I believe that we should have mass deportation for illegals that are committing crimes? Yes. But we do have to also look at the type of crimes. Stealing bread is not the same as murder or a felony. So obviously at those higher levels, we should have, it's not a right, it's a privilege, and that's where we have to make sure we draw the line, something like that. But something like that has to be worked out a little bit more direct. I mean, I'm sure DJ Lamoff wants to say something, so I don't want to take up all the time. I didn't know.
No, you're good. You're good. What is your feedback on that as well? That's pretty good.
Well, unfortunately, the past several years in New York City alone, we saw the results of open borders, letting everybody come to this country with no immigration system, no security checkpoints, protocols or anything, throwing out the rule of law. And Sanctuary City sounded good when it was
okay. I got you.
Sanctuary City, when they first enacted it in New York State and City, it sounded good, but the financial costs that we have occurred in the city the past several years, the deficits that we have, and with the current mayor, Eric Adams, defunding vital programs and services such as hospitals, firemen, EMTs, closing the libraries, defunding the police and other vital services, and the rapid crime and the serious crime that is out of control. Unfortunately, I call for legal deportation for all the illegal migrants. If you want to come to this country, you have to do it legally, just like everybody else.
Oh, powerful. Okay, calm down.
If I would go to Canada, there's protocols. They have the border control. You have to go through the whole process and everything. If you go to any other country, so why it cannot be here? So unfortunately, I disagree with Gonzalo Duran. and I am for the rule of law, for law and order, and we need to give the power back to ICE and the federal government because cities like New York have failed to protect us. And, so that's how I feel about that. Quickly to go back to Christopher Leon Johnson question about Eric Adams. I feel that he is a disgrace. He can no longer serve our city, and he needs to resign. I personally sued Eric Adams' administration last year, but that's something else. And I was also, along with Gonzalo Duran and yourself, Dion Powell, and many others, we joined the litigation against the city of New York for the club to stop the closure of Mount Sinai and Beth Israel.
Yeah,
I was a part of that litigation this past spring, and we got a victory in that. In a certain ways, that the hospital is still open, but it's only urgent care, but it's not fully closed. So I don't have to say anything you already know about Eric Adams with all the indictments and resignations all across the board. Like they're running out of people here that you have to get a woman from sanitation to be a police commissioner, like he said. I agree with him with that. A sanitation commissioner.
They got nothing to do with it. I just don't make sense.
Has no business being a police commissioner. That's like putting a hot dog vendor, in Yankee Stadium to be the manager of the team. Yeah, whatever works, right? For us to move forward, Eric Adams should resign. He's disgraceful as a mayor. He's one of the worst mayors in the history, and he needs to be convicted of his crimes. He sold out New Yorkers, and he disgraced the public trust. And perhaps Gonzalo Duran is the one to take his place. Who knows? But at this point,
if he's removed, then before a certain timeline, then Jamal Williams will be his replacement, and then Jamal Williams is going to have a large advantage for the upcoming election.
I heard about that. Yeah. Well,
politically, I would like him to continue because the wolves are going to come out at the Democratic Party to take his place. I think there's already like 8 or 9 Democrats vying for it publicly right now, declared it, and then you have others that are going to be, coming out of the woodwork as soon as January comes up. Some of them are going to do it for funds or just for show, but then there will be some few contenders. Like let's say, like somebody like Michael Blake. He has national and local appeal. He has the Obama factor, and then he also has Vanessa Gibson in the Bronx and from the Bronx. Yeah. When you talk about the immigration thing, and once again, I'm not discrediting or trying to say anything that you were wrong or anything like that. Right. But I already told you my background. My mom came here illegally, and if it wasn't for just general somebody coming in, she never did anything. She never broke the law. She never did anything bad. Right. She became a U.S. citizen, and then it built my future. I'm assuming, I believe some of the conversations, you're Italian from descent, right?
Yes, I'm Italian, Hispanic background, and Greek.
Yeah, so most Italian.
My grandparents immigrated to this country as well, at this island.
Yeah, so there was the welcoming. If you remember the Statue of Liberty beneath it, bring your tie, your poor, your etc. In that time frame, once again, we wanted immigrants to come here so they could build this and that and work the jobs that were needed. Once again, our foundation for New York City was that, and there's a reason why Sanctuary City was built in. I'm not trying to take it out, but what I'm trying to say is we need, once again, that water bottle. If we reach that level, then we need to be more stricter. We need to be more harder on the people. But once again, to take it away, it's not. I don't believe it. The legislative system that's in play right now would even allow that to come close. I don't think sanctuary City would be taken away. It would be fought in the courts. Everybody, you'll be.
Well, the federal government has jurisdiction over city and state municipalities. So whatever efforts President Trump wants to do as far as this is concerned, I totally support.
And when it comes for illegal
And it's common sense.
breaking the law, I would say yes, that's a no-brainer for me. But
Right.
trying to say take away families, like I don't, complete to understand, you're saying let's break down the door and take families out and then kick them out.
There's a way of doing it, I think.
Like how many of you guys have family that are here illegally?
That's a really good question. I don't really know. I don't.
Well, if Auntie Jenny is going to be taken out from her house, I believe your views will be pretty changed when that day happens.
Well, I would focus on the criminal element. We know a lot of them, who they are.
That's not what you said earlier. That's not what you said earlier.
Around that. Huh?
That's not what you said earlier, though.
Well, we got to make tough choices. It's about the future safety and security of this country, and also financial stability as well. There's many New Yorkers that are homeless and can't get vital services because of the migrants. You got hardworking people working 2, 3, 4 jobs just to pay their rent, put food on the table. Meanwhile, migrants are given $5,000 a month. Thousands of dollars.
Well, they're
food
cutting that
stamps.
off. You know that, right? Eric Adams said that.
It's ridiculous. Well,
you're 100%. But what we have to remember is that the reason those individuals were brought, a majority of them were brought over, is because the other, let's say, red states have been fighting it for so long. Let's say Texas, California as well, have been dealing with this, and now we're only just feeling it because they were saying we had enough, and let's say our elected official would say, bring them, right? Without bringing into a cause and effect that what would happen for us.
Yeah, Eric Adams was one of them.
I believe he was one of them. Now, this is the position that they put us in, and we have to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
But is gathering everybody up, mass deportation, the answer? I honestly, once again, that's something that has never crossed my mind. I don't think it's going to happen within our boundaries. And for me specifically, I would work with the governments to try to focus on the criminals and then see what we can do to limit and funnel the people coming to this country. Trump already did one incredible thing, I believe. I didn't read the full story, but I believe he stopped the pipeline from Mexico, the agreement with the president over there to stop letting illegal immigrants coming into the border. Right there, that's step number one, trying to limit that number. And then how we accept them. Hey, we're full. Ellis Island was come in, and now we can say, whoa, relax, slow down.
Definitely. So we got another question here for you, Gonzalo. I don't know if I can say his name correctly. John.
Well, we could agree to disagree with as far as that.
Okay, well, let's get to the questions. All right, so John.
Opinions.
Yeah, exactly. So next question for you, Gonzalo, is by John Rigatoni. Is that his name right? These names I don't want to mess up. Rigatone. Okay, so he has a long question for you. Or he says here, how do you feel that there is a sitting registered sex offender on Community Board 5 in the city? The meetings took place inside Xavier and All the Boys High School. Oh my God. What would you do to never let this happen again? And why is he still on the community board? When I called the Manhattan Borough president, they stated it wasn't his fault. When in fact, he goes over the applications. Charles Goose, also known as Charles New York, is the same person, and through investigation should be done. And if he violated, he needs to be locked up. Just for you, both of you guys, by the way. But I mean, for him.
Do you want to take the question first?
Yeah, let him.
No. Since I guess you're part of the show now. You go ahead first.
So you have your moments though. Just calm down.
If you're having your own show, if you're on this show, or you're on both.
Right. No, actually, it's my show, but
well,
you're today. Yeah.
You're the special guest today.
All right. So who wants to?
All right. Okay. Well, I have to look into this more to see if these allegations are true.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
I know John, and he wouldn't say something if there wasn't some validation to it. So I have to look into that situation more. But if there is a registered sex offender that
can't be around kids
is involved in the community or in politics, then that person should definitely be removed immediately.
And,
so I guess that should be a message for Anthony Weiner. So
I'm done. Okay. Gonzalo,
not to try to run for office again.
Now,
what is your
I saw Jay Bundy say something about vote for Jay Bundy. Jay Bundy, if you want to run for an office, let me know. I know you're in the Bronx, so I can help you out. Just okay? We need county committees. It's not that hard. We'll talk about it more offline.
I'm done.
With regards to that answer, look, first of all, if a registered sex offender was near children, he should be in jail right now. I don't know why he is not. And if John is aware of it, whatever the process that fell through the cracks, you guys know more about it. Start getting. I mean, John is a police, I believe. Correct. He's part of some capacity. That guy should be in the sex offender should be in jail if he was around children. Period. I think that's.
I believe John is with the school board.
I don't know.
In Brooklyn, something like that.
And then regarding, I don't know the exact rules, requirements for being a community board member. I don't think there's any prejudice of what crimes that you have committed, vice if you're no longer in like some kind of probationary thing or something like that. So like if your stuff is done, I assume that you can be a part of a community board. People that have gone to prison can be in community boards, prior felonies and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that's not a disqualifying factor. But a registered sex offender should not be around children. Period. 100%. And there should be some actions done on that.
So you think a registered sex offender should be involved in a public capacity or as an elected official?
Well, once again, I don't think that's against the law for somebody to be hold certain offices. Now, would I prefer it? No. And I don't think the majority of the people would want somebody in that position. And that's why we have the ability to get votes. If somebody votes that person in, that's a different story, and it's not against the rules.
Because convicted registered sex offender Anthony Weiner, of course, former city councilman, former congressman, is considering a comeback into politics and possibly running for city council in my district.
Yeah, I do remember him saying that. So then, if that's the case of situation, then I'm assuming that's not I mean, I've gone through many election boards, and that's something that's never come up. I've never had somebody presented to me that did that. But once again, regarding the rules, I don't remember seeing that as an issue unless it's ongoing or something like that. Legally. So true. I mean, once again, just to be clear, we just had, I believe, Trump was considered a felon.
Yeah.
So once again, you see the rules. What I'm saying.
Yeah, but a felon can't. It gets a convicted felon overall gets discriminated and gets denied employment in a lot of jobs. But a convicted felon, quote unquote, could get elected or reelected as president of the United States.
Well, that should be a big eye opener to the recidivism that our ongoing issues and stuff like that, and society and its norms.
Yeah, so true.
But you asked me the right question though, and I'm at
No, you're good. You're good. We got more comments here. My goodness, more people coming in. All right, so let me get to a few of them. Vinny98, I don't know if you can see that. An NYC, big shout out to him. He's watching right now. He states, we also got to remember that we're going against an actual machine. The Democrats have rich donors and sometimes won't play by the rules. I want your input on that before we get to the next one. What do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, it's a common knowledge that the Democratic Party runs the show for New York City. I think there's only 5 or 6 elected officials that are Republicans in all of
city council
in New York City,
Mm-hmm.
And not that much more for New York State. It's on, it's not a grand number. It's maybe just more than a handful. That being said, the reason why that they're in power is because they have the numbers. I mean, don't quote me when I say this, but for the Bronx, I believe this is just a scenario. They might have 3 million registered voters. The Republican Party may have 500,000 registered voters, and then the Conservative Party has maybe 3,500 voters. So statistically speaking, we will be always at a disadvantage if we don't increase our numbers. You can see in normal politics, people do vote down the line. That being said, our job is normally to try to sway them to vote for us because of the way the system is. Mm-hmm. I don't think we reached that point where the world has had enough of it to completely change. I mean, I was hoping for Trump to win New York with 2 million more votes, and that would have trickled down to the this past election for the other candidates, but it didn't happen. He won, so the team won, but we didn't win individually. In the Bronx, nobody won, and we only elected our first city council person in over 40 years, or our first Republican candidate in the Bronx in over 40 years, who happened to be City Councilwoman Christy Marmorato. And she's the first woman as a Republican in our history to be elected in that position. So we have a long way to go. I mean, we have to increase our numbers. We have to put candidates that have the appeal to the people, and we need more support from the party. Like if you look right now, I can say for the Conservative Party of New York State, they haven't even put out their interviews for candidates yet. The Bronx hasn't done it either. I've requested to put them up, but that hasn't happened yet. Holidays are coming in. Everybody's schedule is pretty busy, et cetera, et cetera. Those are the things that happen. So that's why I took the step forward to say, I want to run. I want people to follow me. I'm trying to get this event on the 14th to build up mass media and attention that there is people pushing towards election. I give credit to Jason Murillo right there for speaking about wanting to run for office for months now. He's not waiting till the last minute to do it. He's been doing it for almost a year. He will be doing it for over a year once the election interview are done. So, props on that. Those are things that we need. We need more motivated people like him. He's been doing the work. I've seen him work. I've worked with him, etc. But now it's the other people's part to do their part, the administrative part, and then it's the people's part to do it. The people need to start voting. Look, I'm gonna throw a wrench out there. I'm gonna throw something wild and crazy out there. You want to be different. You want to be the new generation. Vote conservative, and wreck the system. Be crazy out there.
That's true. That's true. All right, so next one, same person, Vinny98, NYC. He states, as far as us talking about immigration, the countries that those people come from, the foreign governments should try taking our advice on how America became great, so there will be less migration. Okay, interesting. That's interesting concept there. Let's see what else. Oh, another question. Okay, he states here, I think one of the biggest challenge for Conservative Party is you guys having to explain the difference between conservatism and republicanism. You want to brief that up quickly on that?
Yes. So, the Conservative Party is a split between the Republicans in the 60s. And it's funny to say it now, but the conservatives were more far right than the Republicans at the time. But as time has changed, right now we're considered a third party, and where there are more, I would say, more people come to the Conservative Party because maybe they don't agree with the progressive Democrats that are currently in power, and so they look for a different party. But the Republican Party may be maybe not to their appeal at the moment, so they look at the conservative as another organization to be a partner in. Now, it does make some conflict with the Republicans because technically we're taken away from them. And as we increase and grow, it does once again take away from them. Not as much, but step by step, little by little. And it's noticeable. It is noticeable. Let's say when I talked earlier about let's say for New York City, there's been 5 or 6 individuals that are Republicans in office, right? for them might have the conservative line that helps them boost the numbers. So we have to work in that type of relationship with them as well. So what's the difference? I mean, we basically have many of the same objectives and ideologies, but I would say I can't speak about the other counties or the state specifically. But let's say the state it wants to be transparent and focused on money, but the guiding principles are belief in a higher power, transparency, minimal government, and let's say fiscal responsibility is a big thing, and that's fiscal responsibility. I can say that for all 5 boroughs and the state, but I would say the Bronx is more, we lean more to the middle, further to the right.
Right.
So it's been, we've been pretty inclusive in the people that we've had, and the people that we've worked with. So if you look at a picture of our, let's say, our website, you're going to see a rainbow of different faces for us, and we've worked hard for that to bring in demographics from people from their community and not just certain types.
Right. Definitely.
I personally think that there should be more unity between the conservative and Republican party, because we're basically brothers, siblings, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate that a lot of elections, especially in New York City and New York State, the slates the Democrats run unopposed, because I know the conservatives are stepping up, and I've seen that firsthand, even behind the scenes past couple of years. But I've seen firsthand that the Republican Party is not running candidates against Democrats. The slate is empty. So that's something that needs to be worked on. How can we try to regain,
right.
How can we try to win in New York City and New York State if there's no viable, Republican candidates, to go along with the conservatives?
Well, we're showing you right now. Look at that. That's like well said. Oh my goodness, I'm done. Oh man. All right. So next one, John. The same we mentioned on Facebook. What's his name? Riccotone. He states here they aren't Democrats the way we grew up. They are social Democrats, socialist Democrats. Okay.
A lot of them's communists.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
I thought we got rid of the communists back in the 50s.
I'm done.
The 60s.
Okay. So Nate Big Shotson is watching right now. He's asking, he's talking about what we're talking about the celebrity gossip part real quickly.
Oh.
He's not saying those guys are in. He's talking about Jay-Z and Buffy. And then also, if you want to add to that as well, he asked, what role did she play in telling the truth, lie about her age? Ooh. If you don't know, it's pretty much a young lady who's now older now, and she's stating they made room for me. Oh, I saw something else, I think. But he's stating that the young lady that was 17 years old at the time stated that she was gang raped by Puff Daddy and a few of his affiliates at the time at the Puff Daddy's.
Sean Combs.
Yeah, Sean Combs. Puff Daddy, excuse me. But apparently she's stating that now she's coming out, and because the fact that she has to continue suing him, and that's part of the protocol and that. So how do you feel about that? Let me ask you about that situation. Puff Daddy and now Jay-Z getting involved in that.
Well, I mean, for Puff Daddy, even at my level, I'm a nerd behind a computer doing administration paperwork, and I've heard for decades that the Diddy parties and all that stuff. So the people knew about it. Nobody said anything until there was like one incident that I don't think we've truly been privy to find out why it came downhill so quickly on them. Because once again, the evidence came out pretty openly once everything, the documentaries and all these things came out, pretty quick, and because I think everybody was always ready for it, but nobody wanted to take the first step to do it until the hammer came out that hard. you know, the stuff with I've never heard too much from the Jay-Z side, but once again, we've been analyzing individuals that talk about drugs, sex, and all these things, and then we're like saying, what, he did that? Like, it's we've ingrained that type of culture into our society, whereas kids are trying to be the next Jay-Z instead of the next doctor or next president or next biology teacher or next school mentor. I would rather be focusing my attention on highlighting teacher of the year or parent of the year, or the food dog vendor that wants to be the next manager of the Mets instead of the
Oh
next,
my God.
drug dealer that wants to be the next Jay-Z or Puff Daddy. That's me. I'm a crazy guy like that. I do enjoy their music, but if the stuff, I've listened to less of Michael Jackson ever since the stuff that he went through.
Right.
I've listened to less of P Diddy. I've now, if these things with Jay-Z are true and things start coming out, I haven't heard much about that. But when it, if and when it does, I'll be the same way. I'll separate myself more from those type of things. But once again, I've never been too appealing to them. I've never been to a Jay-Z or P Diddy concert. I've never paid for any of this stuff because once again, I may like listen to their songs at home, rocking my head out, but I'm not trying to promote drugs and alcohol and all the other stuff that comes out.
Definitely. We have a lot of comments, so I don't want to go through all of them. But if you see, there's already a chat. But Fufu, what's up? He says, I think he meant to say I don't have dive in Congress. I'm assuming that's what he's mentioning. I'm not for sure. And then we have Jay Fogadella who's watching. He says, vote for Hulk Hogan. I'm done.
He might be running in wherever he is, so
Yeah, pretty much. All right, any more Q&A, guys, before we close out? And then we're going to have our next guest here, which he's already here anyway, so has a transition. But before anything, Gonzalo, anything that you want to add on here?
I didn't go too much into, my background or anything like that, and I know we're kind of pressed for time.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. It's okay. Yeah.
I told everybody briefly, I was former Marine, CEO for a nonprofit, vice chairman, and all that stuff. But why has my life transitioned to where it is now? When I came back home from the service, I had a difficult time transitioning, and once I got myself situated, I learned from what my mistakes were, and then I put that into action. And I was fortunate to get national television or national spotlight for all the things for student veteran homelessness. And once that happened, I started a nonprofit that has been, in operations for 11 years now. And I've helped all demographics within New York City. And I've reached out at the national level as well. And I'm proud to say that we've been operational without any federal, state, or city funding. It's all been through sponsorship and donations. We maintain 2 offices. We have a system of individuals, liaisons across the country, and individuals that work within our offices, and interns as well. And the programs that we've done, it's all been impactful for different things, for different people. I'm assuming that the next step for me was going to be politics. I never thought I would go this deep into it, but I've made it to the point where, once again, 2 years ago, I was struggling against the Democratic Party just to get my voice heard. The Bronx Conservative Party gave me a voice. The New York State Department gave me a platform. And now I'm at a position where, once again, I'm running as a candidate for mayor, and I'm pretty close to getting to the ticket. I don't want to say I'm the top bill, but I'm maybe the top. I'm on the short list for sure to get that possibility. And with that being said, if the dynamics change, with the red wave that's been coming, Trump winning, Christine Marmorato in the Bronx winning, maybe there might be a chance for a regular guy that people can see that's been hardworking, dedicated to his community, his country, would have an opportunity to now have that seat as mayor. You won't. I'm working off a platform of transparency. I believe in the leadership abilities that I have. You won't have flip flopping or corruption with me.
Right.
You know, I don't pick I'm not going to pick my candidates based off of nepotism or cronyism. So, Jason, I'm sorry, you're not going to be the deputy mayor. You might be the assistant to the deputy mayor, but I'm going to pick people from the rank and files to come up. Like somebody from, let's say, a chief of police. One of the chiefs and have them fight it out and duke it out and see who's the best of them to be the commissioner of New York City. I would look to the veteran advocates and people from the offices and say, look, who's been the highest hardworking, come interview and see who's going to get the position. I'm not going to get my wife to be the commissioner of parks after I become city council person. I'm not going to have my brother, who might be the let's say the board of election commissioner, help me out. I'm not going to do all this other things that you see around. I'm going to focus on, if the people of New York City don't want to change, then once again, you're going to continue going on this path. And if individuals that are listening or are not sharing this or pushing it out there for me to win, then you're going to have the same type of people coming in office. And then you have to live with that. I'm putting myself out there to try to win this, and it's dependent on you guys to now vote, support, and help contribute for our success of our campaigns. I've done my part, and I'm hoping the people will follow through as well.
Well, I want to first commend you. I don't know how you're doing. I don't want to mess it up, but I think it's correct. Was this the right way? I want to thank you for serving our country first and foremost, before anything. And you are a prime example as well of a true New Yorker. Like you said, you've gone through a lot, in your past and even till now. And to state that you went to a couple of situations in the politics, and you didn't win, but like you mentioned, you're trying. And the main case may be is that you're still showing people out there watching now and later on that they shouldn't give up on anything just because they fail. You get right back up and you keep trying, and you never know what could come out of it. So again, I commend you for that, because like I said, you're not doing it just for yourself. You're doing it for the next generation. You're doing it for others to see that, you're just somebody who served our country. You worked very hard for many years. You've been overlooked a lot of times, and now it's time that you help back the community, help back New York City, and make New York City great again, right?
Well, if I can leave off and just saying, if anybody wants more information on me,
yes,
you can click on my website at gonzaloduran.nyc, and you can check out all my social media at Gonzalo Duran NYC as well. If there's anything that's precedent that anybody wants to reach out, feel free. I would say that if anybody is interested in running for office, the Viable Candidate event on the 14th at 806 Jennings Street in the Bronx at 3 p.m. Be there, be squared, or be square, And if anybody from the Bronx is listening and they're interested in running for office, please feel free to reach out to me at gonzalodurannyc@gmail.com. Or you can reach out at my social media or my website, and I'll be happy to help out. Because we're always looking for candidates to run. There's not only legislative positions, there are also county level positions. They're volunteer positions, and they don't have any, and so there's no funds, but it's easier to get into, and it's a stepping stone to get into the legislative office later on.
Awesome. Before we do let you go, also you just want to tell them briefly, you have the show, the Vet Talk. You also have you're also an editor for other newspapers. Talk briefly on that as well.
Yes. So for the last I want to say 8 years, we've been running a talk show called Vet Talk, where we have individuals that either have resources for veterans or are veterans or are community members that want to help the veteran community or the general population, that they're welcome to come on, and it's aired in New York City. You can guys reach out at CEO@DevilDogUSAInc.org. if you're interested in being a member. When it comes to journalism, I write for a few papers, the Bronx Daily and Big Apple Gazette primarily, and we're always looking for either people to interview or people to talk to, and you feel free to email me at Gonzalo Duran NYC@gmail.com if you're interested. One of the biggest things that we've had problem with conservatism or Republicans, and I'm going to say conservatism because that binds Republicans and conservatives together, is that the mainstream media won't give us the media attention to get our names out there and broaden stuff. And thank you, Jason, for the glass of orange juice that you're probably going to send.
He's like, you think nobody saw that? I was like trying to be cool about it.
And so that and
all right, then they're not sponsoring us, so
they're not sponsoring us, Jason. The media tries to sway us out of it, and that's why a lot of people don't know about the party or other candidates. So I do my best to try to reach out to individuals from the other party so that they can get some spotlight on them. And I appreciate the Vero G spotlight, for always giving that for the last year to giving me this ability, because it has helped me not only in my progression, but also to feed out to the community that there is an alternative and that there's other parties and people that are running for office. So thank you for doing your part.
You're welcome. I just try to help everybody out. I just want people to be. I fight for the underdogs. We talked about this. The underdogs, as us, we always get overlooked. We get sidetracked, and I want us to be heard in any way possible. So it's not a problem.
And that's why we created this platform for this very purpose.
Definitely. We got a lot of people commenting real quickly. Hold on, real quick. Let me check the comments. Wow. All right. So hold on 1 second. We go to over here. Wait, how you do this? I just did it. My God. Okay. Isaiah Vega. He says Gonzalo is the best. Oh shoot! Now.
Yeah, but Isaiah is Gonzalo Duran.
Diddy parties on right
is now. Gonzalo Duran a viable candidate? I guess we'll find out.
I'm staying out of this. I support, so I'm staying out of this.
We'll let New Yorkers decide in 2025.
We'll find out with the 14th. All right, now, real quickly, there's some other. He's just asking his input on the Puffy thing. As you see, he don't do the Puffy thing. He says he's better than Diddy. Everybody fairly. I do not have divide and conquer. Oh my. I know that indirect, but I'm gonna stay quiet.
Well, I think this is actually an important question. If you don't mind me throwing that in.
Right,
Jason, what do you count as a viable candidate?
Someone who's a leader in their community, someone who fights for their neighbors.
Oh.
So let's say the general aspect of, let's say, the normal person, regular, the go-to person, a Marine, Iraq veteran, sergeant with 8 years of service, who was an administrator who took care of thousands of troops from different parts of the country at different parts of the world at times, helping out with pay, housing, and other stuff, administratively, and then opening stations multiple times from the ground up. Then also as an executive for a nonprofit, helping thousands upon thousands of individuals for the last 11 years while maintaining the organization without any federal, state, city funding, and strictly through donations and sponsorship. Then somebody within like the political realm, when I left the Democratic Party, I ran under the conservative slate for city council, and within the first 3 months, I became the district leader for the Conservative Party in my district, and then 3 months later became the vice chairman for the party. I've increased the party 15%, helped increase the percentage of enrollment on the first year with more than 15%. And then this particular year, over 15%, I want to say 25. and a chaplain within the community that's service undocumented children, the homeless, for years, mentorship, bringing in the needs and services for the community, mentoring on the weekends in my spare time, the youth that were at risk. Now you put that all together, does that sound like somebody who's valuable?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. The resume speaks for itself. So you're
now,
right.
Now you throw in, I haven't stopped working towards a goal. This is going to be my third election. My first one, I just had maybe like over, less than 200 votes. My second one, I had 36,000 votes. I don't know what's going to happen next, but not everybody wins an election their first time, or the first 2 or 3 times. You don't know. And once again, I just told you the numbers of what the Democrats have to the conservatives and Republicans. So we're at an uphill battle. So if you stand me next to somebody, let's say you stand me next to a Democrat, most likely I'm going to outshine them. If you stand me against other candidates, once again, I'm probably going to outshine them as well. Not only because of my political presence in the media that's been pretty amplified, and I'm very grateful for that, because of the background that I have. When I started 2 years ago, it was Gonzalo Duran, the veteran, the Marine, this. Now it's Gonzalo Duran, the conservative, or vice chair, or this. That the dynamics has changed quite a bit. So I'm very proud of that now as well. And now, do I have multi-million dollars backing me right now? No, but the people that have them is because they've been working with the lobbyists and all the special interests to get that money. Somebody like Richie Torres, when we ran for Congress this past election, he had $9 million.
Ooh.
$9 million for his campaign, and a large chunk of it came from an IPAC.
What?
And so that Israeli PAC group that funded him, where does his allegiance go in? You'll see his social media bombarded with messages for these Israelis. He's flown out to the Israel, and he has great communication. He's donated millions to, let's say, the upper part of the Bronx, where mostly of the Jewish descent are around, communities are. So once again, the trend right there, is he working for everybody, or is he working for who's funding them? One of the problems with Mayor Adams is it questionable the donations that he received, were they complementary to his let's say him giving certain people, developers, a leg up when it came to giving them the bids that they went for, the contracts and stuff like that. Now Jamal Williams was vying for office up until they said that the same interest groups that Adams is being indicted for have supported Jamal Williams as well, and then he backed off real quick off of that. He hasn't declared that he's running, from my knowledge, because of that situation. And now, if you look at other candidates and legislators, you'll see that trend right there as well. And we all know it. It's the Democratic Party has had dozens and dozens of.
What do you think about Richie Torres?
Oh my God, here we go.
Dozens and dozens of indictments, and the Republican Party as well we're seeing that trend now. Especially in the Bronx right now. We have our own problems. So I feel that the Conservative Party is at an advantage right now, and this is the time for us to make a big move. Why am I running for mayor and not city council? Well, I put in over 250 conservatives within the last 2 years, a lot of it surrounding my district. So now I have people that want to run for city council. Maybe I have people that want to run for borough president. So now I'm looking at my resume compared to their resume. So I'm like, why not try to take the top bill if my resume could fit for that position? So,
exactly. For leadership, especially for that.
Just to quickly go back to Richie Torres. Of course, he is the congressman for the 15th congressional district in the in New York in the Bronx, which historically is the poorest borough in the country, the highest unemployment rate,
the poorest. Just to correct, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. The poorest congressional district in the country.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he is flirting with the possibility, publicly going out there and bashing Governor Hochul about running for governor in 26.
Did you want me to say something about that, or you just put it out there?
Yeah.
So, when it comes to Richie Torres, like I know the guy well enough. I'm not personal friends with him. I've never had, croutons or cupcakes with him or anything like that.
Right.
But I was there literally when he first started his campaign walk. I just a random knowledge, a fun fact. He was literally knocking on doors, and I was just walking by, and I saw this guy knocking on doors saying, "I'm running for city council" or something like that. I didn't know him before that, but from what I know about him, and I believe his public knowledge is that he worked for Richie Torres, or excuse me, Jimmy Vaca at a young age. He went in, in his teens. So he's pretty much groomed into the position for city council because Jimmy Vaca really did help him out quite a bit. And then it was during the LGBT boom, which gave him a huge leg up, being Hispanic, African descent. LGBT was, gave him a boost. There's no denying that. And then as he progressed, when he was in city council, he did a job. He did a job. Did he did the best job? Did he do the job that I think, we don't need regular people in office or anything. We need exceptional people. I just told you my resume, which is pretty, I didn't even tell you the meat and potatoes. I just told you the basics about, Richie Torres was city council for city council 15. And it was known to be the poorest and I believe the highest in STDs and crime and all these things. And somebody who has that reputation of maintaining the poorest district in the 15th as a city council, then goes to the 15th congressional district, and now has been running for, I think his third term is going to be his third term next year for the poorest district in the nation. And now he wants to say that he should be governor. I mean, where is in his progression do you hear he's improved the Bronx? He's done a job, but he hasn't done an exceptional job. And I think there are people that could do a better job than him and better job than other elected officials, but we have to get them. So back to DJ Loudmouth, comment, am I viable? Is he viable because he can get the 9 million? What I'm saying? So, there's a reason why Richie Torres didn't go to any of the
debates.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think I had 4 or 5 debates. He didn't go to any of them.
Wow.
He got $9 million, and he, and he won.
And as a
crazy.
TV and radio producer, I invited him. His campaign.
But he never showed up.
I reached out to his campaign a few times to come and debate you, which they declined.
Wow, that's crazy.
So is he winning because the Democratic Party just has a huge number and people are voting down the line, or they're voting for him because he's the best? Now, I'd like to give you a little scenario. Let's say, because I don't know the congressional district for that year, but I know for city council last year, and this happens for a lot of situations. Right now, a lot of Democrats win with special elections. So let's say, and this is one of the reasons why I don't want Eric Adams to just resign, because once he resigns, then it opens up to special elections. Now, let's say for most special elections, you're going to have the least amount of people voting. So let's say for the 77th Assembly District, when they had a special election last year, I think the Assembly member Davis won with maybe like 700 votes, something like that.
Oh.
It was a very small number. He didn't win by 10,000 or 80,000. It was like 800 votes or something like that. It was a very small number. So that happens with special election. Now, let's say for the 15th congressional district last year, 17th congressional district. Let's say there's 80,000. Once again, don't quote me on these numbers. The 17th congressional district has 80,000 registered voters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he won the seat with 3,500 votes.
Mm.
So is that the whole? Does that tell you that the people voted for him, or just a small group of people that they have manipulated?
That makes sense,
No,
right?
and that's a normal thing. That's not. Look at people. Look at the election results. Look at them. You're looking at people winning with like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 votes. They're winning jobs that pay 140 or more thousands of dollars, and they have power over your tax dollars, your livelihood. You're worried about Trump. To be honest, I didn't give that much care for Trump. I cared about the guy that was running for state assembly, for Congress, the person that was running for district attorney in my local community, because that's going to have more effect on my livelihood.
That's right.
But once again, that situation doesn't happen that often. So, and that's what we have to deal with. Instead of worrying about Jay-Z, who's probably going to start trending today, because
I mean, that was breaking news.
Because of that, which is a serious situation. Don't get me wrong, but who didn't see it coming? Honestly, what should be trending is DJ or Jason Murillo for going against Harvey Epstein. That's what should be trending.
Woo! We're gonna talk about in a minute about that. Yeah.
Gonzo for mayor should be trending.
Gonzalo Duran versus Eric Adams.
Yeah, that should be trending, not all these other things. And because that's not happening, that's why the things. And once again, I don't believe we've reached that level of chaoticness that needs to happen before we actually start making the real changes that need to be done. But I feel bad that I'm working so hard for that not to happen. But the changes won't happen until that day comes. And I'm amazed that these are the situations that we're in.
What do you quickly? What do you think about Curtis Sylvia again running for mayor?
I hope he does. Curtis Sylvia runs for mayor for the Republican Party. I hope he does.
I think it's a PR stunt. I'm just saying. I don't know.
He ran for mayor previously unsuccessfully.
He won. I'm sorry. He won the Republican slate, and he did run for mayor. And if he does it again, he does it again. I'm happy for him to do it for the Republican line only, though.
Okay. Any other questions you want to? All right. So last but not least, tell us one more time your social media where people can find you, and also do you have a website where people they want to Gonzalo for New York, New York City or something like that, so people could check you out as well.
So my website is gonzaloduran.nyc, and all my social media is at Gonzalo Duran NYC.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling the world what you're doing, and especially in the political world. And we're very excited, for your outcome for next year and see how that turns out and more things to come. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
If you got like another minute or two, since you're also a journalist, if you want to ask me a couple of questions.
Oh.
It'll be an honor to do that if you don't mind.
Can we switch it up now? Okay.
Do you have my graphic?
I don't want to take over. I'm taking over the Vero G Spotlight TV for a second.
we could share. It's fine.
Two hosts. Now it's changed. The intersection of the host. Jason Murillo.
Hold on. Do you have the
I want to see that again. He said, conservative voice, visionary, and leadership. Wow. Look at that.
Conservative voice, visionary leadership, trust, unity, and hope.
Look at that.
This one?
So, Jason Murillo, I want to ask this simple question.
Sorry.
He was asking you a question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Simple question.
It's all right.
What makes you a viable candidate?
Oh, mic drop. This is a good one. I'm getting sweaty already.
All right. Well, what makes me a viable candidate is someone who's been in my neighborhood for over 30 years, who's always supported and give back to my community. I've been an advocate as a person with disabilities. I've helped many people, including families. I successfully sued the Social Security Administration several times on the behalf of different families to make sure they get the federal entitlements and stuff like that. You know, so yeah, I've done a lot. I worked with many organizations, you know, since a teenager, from Hennessy Solomon to BGR, youth programs, then employment programs and stuff like that, you know, and, you know, so I've done a lot. And the past few years, I've stepped up and been a conservative voice for Manhattan and assumed that position and to bring more awareness to the Conservative Party. And the past year, I've increased the voter registration numbers 100%. When I first joined the Conservative Party officially this past spring, we had like 160 registered people in my district here in District 2. And 8 months later, about we were around 250 registered conservative voters in my district. I helped you with your campaign. I helped other candidates with their campaigns. I petitioned unsuccessfully, but I petitioned for the Prop 1 in opposition of it.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh,
you know, stuff like that. And, you know, I advocate for public housing because I live in public housing. So I know firsthand the needs, the neglect that we face here as a tenant. You know, so I advocate for public housing, that we get, you know, equal rights, and we got to preserve public housing at all costs and not be privatized to billion-dollar developers and stuff like that. And we also have to hold elected officials accountable, such as the arsenic contamination that we had here a couple years ago, which is still ongoing. And we've been dealing with lead and asbestos for decades, you know, all through NYCHA and where I live at as well. You know, so I consider myself the voice for the voiceless. And I'm here to represent them, and that's why I decided to run for city council.
So one of the things that I if I had won Congress, I would have gone to, let's say, the one of the Veterans Committees, the Armed Forces Committee or the VA Committee, for city council. I don't know if you automatically have to pick one or two, like for Congress, but what committee would you want to head or be a part of if you were elected for city council?
Very good question. Well, obviously, once I'm elected, hopefully, God willing, I would love. Well, my choice, if I have a preference, would be for public housing.
So you would want to sit in that committee. Well, then what would you start tackling? Like, would you have an idea of one of the first two, you know, I guess your propositions of what you want to try to push through, maybe your agenda-wise?
Well, we definitely need more funding because NYCHA mismanagement over the decades, and also the lack of funding at a city, state, and federal level. We're in dire need of assistance more than ever citywide, because we have the largest public housing in the country, you know, like over 500,000 residents, and we have a lot of decaying infrastructure. A lot of buildings you know, are in desperate need for rehabilitation. Other buildings, unfortunately, are going to have to be teared down and rebuilt and stuff like that. And because of the between the migrant crisis and the homeless crisis and the lack of affordable housing, public housing is vital now more than ever. So we definitely need more funding.
Well, they're trying to take that down.
And we also need to safeguard public housing to keep people in their homes, and because privatization is not the answer.
And I bring that up because you recently went to a protest in the Chelsea house.
Yes.
What was the main thing that you were trying to do that day?
Well, I got involved with that unfortunately later than I should have. No fault of my own. But I was advocating on the behalf of the residents there, the tenants, and the tenant association, because unfortunately the Eric Adams administration and other elected officials, failed them, and it led into a transfer of Fulton Chelsea houses to the PAC, which we spoke about before, and RAD, and they unfortunately it's already been approved and everything. It's a done deal, and starting next April, they're going to be bulldozing the first building there, and a lot of residents, thousands of residents, are going to wind up displaced.
So now, what can we do, or what do you? Excuse me. Let me step back. I forgot where I was.
There you go.
Yeah, what do you plan to do, or what can you do to stop that for the next housing? Is it possible? Can we stop it? What can we do? What can be done?
Well, we gotta. It's a very tough
thing. I know one of the first things we can do.
We gotta get people registered to vote.
Get you an office.
Huh?
Get you an office first.
Yeah,
office first, right?
Well, I can't do it alone. Like you said, the Democrats, a lot of them, the majority of the city council passed recently the city of Yes. So let's say if I was in city council, currently, obviously I would have voted against that, but I would have been on the losing side. Even Christy Marinaro, shout out to her. She's one of the few people and the only city council member in the Bronx that voted against it. So shout out to her as well.
Veronica, can you ask me that question?
Okay, so what you just said about proposition.
No. What can we do?
Oh yeah. Okay. So what can we do with the housing crisis? There we go.
So we can elect me mayor, and then Citizen City Council, and then boom, we got some progress right there, right?
Yeah.
You got 18. You got the 18.
Voting is not easy. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm done.
But to circle back to that question is tenants have to rise up, and that's a big problem in public housing, that a lot of tenants don't know what's going on, or if they do, it's too late, or others don't care, because they're complacent, for whatever,
They don't want to put a fight. Yeah,
but
that's what it is.
The tenants have to get together and organize, just like shout out to Jackie Lore at the Fulton Chelsea houses. Shout out to DJ L7. I was a part of his rally to help them. And we need more Jackie Lores to step up and fight, for where you live. Because, so that, and then also we have to, voices, if elected officials, City Hall, Albany, whoever doesn't listen to us, how they listen to us is at the ballot box. And we got to vote for change and vote for people to get things done.
And one of the things that I believe that, and I like your opinion on this, your feedback, I like your feedback on this. I believe that one of the things that we have to do, because these incumbents get too complacent, like Richie Torres, once again, he at a young age, he was groomed into office and has been progressing, even though he hasn't shown an exceptional job to be put in those positions, in my opinion. They have to be able to know that their jobs are in jeopardy, and if they continue to win, and at the high percentages, then we won't see that. So I say vote them out, vote them all out, every single one of them. Jason, what do you feel about that?
No, that I said that loud and clear. When I was at the rally with DJ F7 and Jackie Laura and all of them.
Great minds think alike.
He gave me a microphone with a loudspeaker, and I was screaming loud and clear.
That speaks a lot of volumes. Yeah.
You know? And I dropped some F-bombs and everything. And yeah, you know how I could get. You know, so.
Oh my.
Yeah. I had it, you know, so.
Thank you for being here at the Vero G Spotlight.
Feels weird, right? Like a third party situation. What's going on? Let me hear.
Let me give the mic back to the queen herself. Vero G.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you, sir. Thank you. But at either or, thank you for coming on the show. Honorable Gonzalo Duran. He is running for New York City Mayor candidate for 2025. One more time about this actually Saturday, where they could come and support for your event.
Yes, so the Viable Candidate event is going to be at 806 Jennings Street in the Bronx. Saturday, December 14th, starting at 3 p.m. Light refreshments, parking is available. We're going to have 20 to 25 conservative candidates that are going to be speaking. Their platforms, all united from all the boroughs of New York City, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. It's never been done before, people. It's never been done before.
Sounds like WrestleMania.
I'm bringing this together. I just happen to be running for mayor. Jason happens to be running for city council, and you know,
that makes sense.
So once again, this is coming together because of, I believe, the progression, that the momentum that we've had in the last 2 years, specifically with the red wave that I believe has hit. We've shown that the Congress, Senate, the House, the Senate, and the executive branch are now, our red seats now. We have one elected in the Bronx, and I believe we can get more elected across the city. And the only way we're going to get this done is by uniting together. And I'm hoping that we have 150 seats available. I want 200 people there. So if we can get a packed house, that'll be my highlight of my career. So.
Okay. And real quickly, Vinny is actually.
And we might be hosting the next event in Manhattan.
Oh, we never know. Real quickly, Vinny says, "I'm playing checkers online and listening to you guys."
Well, I hope you're winning.
Yeah, right.
I hope you're winning like Gonzalo's winning.
Ooh. I'm done. But Gonzalo, thank you again for coming on the show. We appreciate your time, and I can't wait to see everything will turn out for next year for 2025 and take from that point on. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thanks,
you're welcome. Have a good night. Night. This is so awesome. I like this.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Gave me some hard questions.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Bye. If he wants to watch, he can watch. It's fine. He's like behind watching the scenes. I see him. So right now we just gonna transition from the New York City mayor.
Do you have my graphic?
Yeah, I have it. Oh. Let me get that right now for you. The New York City mayor candidate, the Honorable Gonzalo Duran. We're now going to transition to the city council candidate.
You might get my vote.
Okay, well, there you go. Okay, we're now with the city council candidate, Jason Murillo, who's on this side right now. Also known as, you're welcome, DJ Lamoff. Let me get your photo on here now.
You got me sweating bullets.
I've been sweating all night.
No
I've been sick and everything, yeah. So as you see here, that is one of your flyers.
Yep.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. I mean,
welcome.
I've been here a couple hours.
Well, I'm finally reintroducing you.
Yeah.
Know? So, yeah. Tell us more about you and your true beginnings and how you ended up becoming now a candidate for District 2.
Well, I was a former pro wrestler, and then actor a little bit, and and then I went into the television and radio, loudmouth and all that. And I decided one day, what the hell? Let me run for public office. So
well, who?
It worked. It worked previously, in the past with a few people.
Right.
Jesse Ventura, you might have heard of him.
Oh yeah, he ends up becoming a governor, right?
Yeah.
From Minnesota, was it?
And there was a famous actor in California.
Mm-hmm.
He wound up becoming a governor as well.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest presidents in American history, you know. And then you got President Trump, my role model, I guess, one of them. And he was in wrestling too and all that.
Yeah.
And,
well, he used to come around with cameos, but back then, yeah.
Well, no, he actually was involved in a WrestleMania 23.
Oh.
And he whooped Vince McMahon's ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
I do want to add who.
There's a few people in politics I would like to whoop their ass.
Well, let's talk. Wait. One thing at a time now. One thing at a time before you jump into conclusion with that. So before that, tell us, why did you want to become a city candidate? Like, what things did you see in your neighborhood were not doing well? And let's talk about that. Like, what things you saw that are not changing, things that are kind of like, you know, that you want to make change before that. So that's decision.
Well, quite frankly, a lot of people, you know, like a lot of people, when Carlina Rivera, who is the current council member for here, District 2, when she ran in 2017, along with the current Attorney General, you know, Letitia James.
Right.
Letitia James.
Mm-hmm.
And that I supported her. Mm-hmm. You know, she was young, somebody new, involved, you know, wanted to get involved in politics and stuff like that. So I helped support her, mm-hmm. you know, even though at the time I was Republican, you know, I still have Republican values, but if somebody wants to make a difference in my community, I'm going to give them an opportunity, you know, regardless, mm-hmm. you know. Mm-hmm. But then after she got elected, I saw the change, and then I saw the changes in this neighborhood. Mm. I saw what they did to the East River Park, the destruction of it, from the environmental, you know, it was a fabric of our community. From seeing, this is before COVID, you know, even going back before COVID, seeing businesses shuttered left and right all around, not only the city, but this district, you know. We lost a lot of small businesses. It was devastated. The crime has gone up out of control. It has, yeah. You know, it's so many things. The lack of funding in our schools and all this stuff. And I saw that she wound up selling out our community, mm-hmm. you know, to real estate developers, mm-hmm. you know, special interests. And it was crazy. Right. You know, this person that a lot of people looked up to, and she just sold us, turned her back on us, mm-hmm. you know? Yeah. And so I just, you know, enough is enough, that somebody has to step up. Regardless if I win or lose, somebody has to step up. Mm-hmm. Because like Gonzalo said earlier, if you only have one party involved running things, that's a recipe for disaster. You know, so regardless if I'm a conservative, Republican, somebody has to step up and say no mas. And like Ronald Reagan, stop. Because these Democrats have destroyed our city. And what happened the past 2 years, specifically where we live, in Jacob Reese houses and the Alphabet City, and with the arsenic contamination, mm-hmm. people got sick. I was one of them. My mother almost died. Other people actually died. Right, I remember that. You know, justice for Gavin. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember a young boy. Kid, he was a teenager, like 20, 21 years old, died. Yeah. Yeah. With arsenic.
And they cover it up. Yeah. They're still covering it up. Yeah.
And for Carlina Rivera, with Harvey Epstein, to cover it up with Eric Adams is a disgrace. They have neglected where we lived for a long time. And I'm tired of the neglect. I'm tired of the mistreatment. Yeah. And somebody has to step up in this neighborhood instead of kissing the ring. Like when these Democrats come around, they treat them like they're fucking queens and kings. That we need to kiss their ring and bow down to them.
That's crazy. Right.
What I want to do is give them a swift kick in their ass out of office where they belong.
Well, isn't Carlina Rivera leaving anyway? She's her last year, apparently.
Well, she's term limited, you know, but we're not going to see the end of her, you know, unfortunately. But she sold out this community. It's disgraceful what she's done. And then she turned her back on all of us.
Right.
And she unsuccessfully tried to run for Congress to get the hell out of here, you know, because she, you know, who wants to be city council member for this district?
Right.
You know, when they could go get an easy ticket to Congress.
Right.
Well, I'm willing, and I have pulled up my sleeves. I'm willing to do the work that she failed and doesn't want to do. Because if elected to city council, I'm already out here every day. People know me. Hundreds of people in my neighborhood know who I am and what I do and what I'm about. You know, I see kids getting breakfast in the morning in the bodega. I go and pay for their breakfast. I see a disabled person outside. I help them. You know, I see a homeless person outside. You know, even a drug addict. I try to talk to them. I give them encouragement.
Right.
I get them coffee, a butter roll. I don't give them money for drugs. You know, because that's what most of them want.
That's enforcing.
But I give them something to eat. I buy them a sandwich. I talk to them, you know, because I'm a recovering drug addict. I had a problem with substance abuse over a decade ago. So I give that message to other people out there that if I could do it, you could do it.
That's right.
You know?
Amazing.
So I helped people for over 30 years, you know, since a teenager, since a kid. I helped a lot of people with advocacy, you know, helping them dealing with the, you know, when it comes from the Human Resources Administration, when it comes to Social Security. I successfully, on behalf of several families, I successfully on their behalf, without a law degree, just by
advocacy,
by studying, all right, knowing the law. Okay, you don't need a law degree to practice it, to study, you know, to be an advocate. Okay, so I successfully, on behalf of several families, took Social Security to federal court, and I won every single case.
That's amazing.
And got families their rightful, disabled people their rightful entitlements. You know,
that's good.
I sued the Eric Adams administration last year, partially unsuccessfully, but I had to hold him accountable for the things that he has done in our community. So and I also took Mount Sinai, the hospital corporation, Mount Sinai, and the city of New York to task, and I was a part of the litigation to keep Beth Israel open, even if it's at you know, an outpatient basis. You know, so I'm not scared of fighting the good fight. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, and plainly speaking, I'm not afraid of holding people accountable, holding the city government accountable, holding elected officials, and fighting for people. You know, so I did it, whether it was in the wrestling ring, you know, I boxed when I was younger too. And now that I'm in the political ring, the political arena, I will continue fighting for people.
Well, I mean, and that's amazing. Again, I commend you as well, because, you know, it takes a lot to advocate for other people and not just for yourself, and to see that there is a lot of cracks in the system, you know.
And I also advocated for myself as well, you know, and had to deal with that as well, So it's just in my nature.
Okay. So let's say, you get voted in next year for 2025. What thing do you want to change in this community that you see?
I want equality. And when I mean equality, I want equality for minorities. I'm a minority myself. Even though I'm light-skinned, I'm still a minority. I want equality for minorities and low-income people, because there's a disparity, the top 1%, 5%, and then they look down at the rest of us. I'm here for the working man. I'm here for the single mom that has 2 jobs, just to put food on the table, just to barely pay her rent. I'm representing her. I'm representing small business owners that are overtaxed, overregulated. They have to pay $10,000-$15,000 a month for rent. Now, what small business owner that has a deli in the corner, that makes sandwiches, that makes food for people and stuff like that, how can they run a successful business paying $10,000-$15,000 a month for rent? I mean, how can someone afford
That's a lot.
An apartment, let's say a family with 2 kids,
right,
and the rent is like $5,000 a month?
How can they afford that? There's all unities, whatever.
And there's a lack of daycare. The schools are defunded. Community centers in our neighborhood alone, we lost the Boys and Girls Club. We lost a lot of community centers. Even churches are closed in our neighborhood. And I never thought I would see churches closed. But that's how bad it's gotten.
Yeah, it has.
And we need somebody to be out here every single day and get things done. Don't talk about it. Be about it and get it done.
Well, talking about that, I want to add this quickly. I want to put the flyer up.
Yeah.
Now, you're also going to be a guest on the Gonzalo's event, which is coming this Saturday. Let's talk about that. How do you feel, first of all, being selected, which is amazing, and how do you feel to be a part of this, just a part of this event in general, and to talk about what you're just talking about right now? It's
an honor and privilege, to be a part of this event, to be considered for this event.
Right.
I, in the presence of pillars of our communities all around the city who have decades and decades of public service, and it's just an honor and privilege to be considered for this event and to be a part of it. And I just want to be, a lot of people say that I'm the leader of the Manhattan Conservative Party. Well, officially there isn't at the moment a Manhattan Conservative Party, but I am the conservative voice. I guess I'm assuming the leadership role, if you will, or I want to be the face of the conservative movement in Manhattan, because for a long time Manhattan has not had proper representation.
Right.
Maybe it's been neglected, it's been cited. I'm not taking anything away from what other boroughs have done.
Right.
But at the forefront, Manhattan needs to have representation. So for now, I'm stepping up to be that representation, to be that voice, that face, if you will. So I'm fighting the good fight along with Gonzalo Duran, Tariq Goodman, Isaiah Vega, Juan Pagan,
right,
and Jennifer
Lee
Horn, and others. So we want to tell people out there that there is another choice, because a lot of people, when they go to the ballot box, when they go to the polling site and vote, they primarily, just vote down the lines. You just see Democrats. But we just want to let people know that there is an alternative out there. If you're not happy with with all the crime that's going on in our city, with all the shootings and stabbings and robberies every single day. You hear it in the news. You see it in the newspapers. If you're not happy with our teachers, firemen, doctors, police officers not getting a fair raise, or hardworking union workers not getting a fair salary,
Yes.
for struggling moms and families out there, not making enough to put on the table. If you're sick and tired of all that, if you're sick and tired of all the migrant situation and all this stuff, then consider conservative. And that's what we want you all to do, is to consider. You have an alternative. It is called the Conservative Party. That's why I advocate to vote Vero G. Vote for the person, not the party.
That's right.
I follow Gonzalo when he says that. Do your research. Because I made the misfortune of voting for some people and supporting some people in the past, and that turned out to be the biggest mistake in my life. So do your research, look up people, and have an open mind. And like Gonzalo said, maybe do something crazy and vote conservative. I mean, you voted for Democrats this long.
And what did that lead?
What do you have to lose?
That's what I gotta say. Yeah. Well, I do want to add also before we continue, because we're gonna talk about your campaign in a minute.
Yeah.
We have an event coming up this Sunday. You're a part of it along with Angela. I hope I get it correctly.
Angela and Quino.
Okay, and
Public Advocate candidate.
Right. And also myself and a few other people. Let's talk about that event.
Yeah, everyone's welcome to come. I see comments with Vinny, and you're welcome to come as well. We'd love to have you guys come, not only for next Saturday in the Bronx, but also next Sunday in the East Village, Alphabet City, at the Paligua Art Space.
Piragua.
Palagua.
Sorry.
Palagua. Are you?
I was trying to figure out, but
you say tomato, I say tomato.
There we go. Whatever he says.
But Palagua Art Space, I believe, is 367 East 10th Street, between Avenue C and B. We'll be there from 4 to 7 p.m. We're going to be giving out toys, meeting people in the community.
The address right there. Yeah.
We're going to have some cookies and stuff like that, some music, live entertainment. We're going to have a couple artists perform. We're going to have a few people speak. And so you could come, bring your family, have a good time, get a toy. If you want to drop off toys, other families could do that as well. And that's what it's about. It's about giving back to our community and making a difference this holiday season. So I'm proud to be a part of that. And I've been doing that. I've been doing stuff like this before, long before I ran for office, and will continue to do so, regardless.
Okay, cool. So let's talk about your campaign right now.
Yeah.
I know it'll be it's kind of getting in full effect to next year, right?
Yep, we're in it now.
Okay, because you're running for 2025. So let's talk about your campaign and also what things you have in mind to do for next year, for this area.
Well, we need to be fiscal responsible. The spending in City Hall, in City Congress is outrageous. They said drain the swamp in Washington, D.C. We need to drain the swamp in City Hall, because between all the corruption, people currently in the positions that they hold,
right,
and the waste of billions and billions of dollars, which is your money,
right,
is your tax dollars,
right,
it's taxpayers' dollars,
right,
and it's outrageous. So we need to be fiscal responsible. We need less government regulation, so we need to support, like I said, we need to support working families more, definitely a lot more. We need to support our first responders, firemen, EMTs, doctors, nurses, police officers, our teachers, libraries, our community centers, our schools.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, that should take precedence over anything else. You know, and of course we got to preserve, safeguard, and protect public housing for future generations, because public housing in New York City is close to extinction.
Well, if that's the case, a lot of people won't be in the street. They get displaced, and then it'll be nothing but chaos. So, especially your families or young kids, like you mentioned, all that, and it's unfortunate when it happens. Now, I want to ask you, talking about that, right? Oh, sorry, all right. So, my question to you is this, right? Now, are you looking for volunteers? Or are you looking for people that are
of course?
We'll talk about that. You know, for the campaign. Go ahead.
Like they say, there's a saying, the revolution is not televised. Well, this revolution will be televised, you know, and social media everywhere, you know. Anyway, yeah, definitely. We need more volunteers. We need to fight the good fight, just like people went ham for Trump, MAGA. We need to do that in local elections. That's the only way we're going to have a real chance to make New York City great again, to even out the playing field.
Yeah.
You know? So just like everyone campaigned for Trump and MAGA, we need to do that for our local candidates and local races, which affects our daily lives as New Yorkers. So whether it's for me or someone else, you need to volunteer and join campaigns, you know, from, you know, campaigning outside, going door to door with flyers, talking to people in the community, like Vinny came and did for us one day.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah.
You know, we need to do more of that. Community outreach and engagement. We need to do more community events, like giving away, you know, like we're doing next Sunday. We need to do a lot more of that.
Right.
And then when it comes time to help candidates get on the ballot, to make the ballot, we need people for petitioning, you know, so we could get the signatures we need so we could make the ballot. And then after we make the ballot, you know, we have to build up the fundraising efforts. And then we got to go out there and be active. You know, we got to be out there, be active, and stay active.
Right.
You know, so just like when everybody did for MAGA, going to rallies, doing events, doing protesting, we're going to have to be out there every day as well. That's the only way we're going to bring change. You know, so, and most importantly, you have to go and vote. Unfortunately, we have the lowest turnouts for local elections. Yeah, everybody comes out and votes when it's time for president every 4 years.
Right.
But the reason why New York is in the, like a lot of other states in the country, is in the shape it's in, because a lot of people just stay home when it's local elections.
Because they're just like, oh, well, nothing's going to change, you know, in that sense. So their mindset's like that sometimes.
You can't blame me.
Right.
If things stay the way they are. And sometimes you have to think outside the box.
Right, right.
Sometimes you have to vote for someone that was a former pro wrestler and is a loudmouth on the radio. Because, I mean, look at President Trump. He never held any office before in his life. And he got elected twice as president of the United States.
Yeah.
So I think we need more independent people that is not career politicians. We need more outsiders, because the outsiders have no political ties. They're not bought and paid for by the lobbyists and special interests. And the outsiders are the ones that bring real change. Like myself, like Gonzalo Duran, like Isaiah Vega, Juan Pagan, and others. You know, maybe we need Vinny to run for office.
Hey, you never know, man. Hey.
Maybe we need Jesus AOK to get involved and run for office. You know.
Well, I want to ask you something because it may be kind of controversial because you know how we do.
And I encourage more people to run for office.
Of course, we need more people like yourself and Gonzalo and others that are outspoken and talks about what's really happening in the neighborhood and how you can make a change at the same time. Now, my question to you, I'm getting controversial on this. I know how you feel, and you know, just be yourself.
I'm here, just like the legendary late great Roddy Piper said.
Right.
Once said, I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass.
I'm out of bubble gum. Yeah.
So go ahead.
All right. So my next question to you, because I know this is something myself and other people may be asking in the future for other interviews. But how do you?
Well, would I run for president in 28?
Well, I don't know about. Let's do one thing at a time. Okay.
That's very ambitious. A guy running for from city council to president.
All right, listen. You're skipping too many steps right now. All right, so my question to you is, how do you feel about your competitors that are running? Like, you know, be clean about it. I don't want to say names on here, but how do you feel about your competitors that are out there now trying to do ahead of the game? Hey, no pun intended. Trying to get out there and do the race. You call it the race. What's that race? The rat race. They call it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Of your competitors?
Well, I mean, we got several to choose from.
Right.
And we even have potentially, we mentioned him earlier, Anthony Weiner, disgraced former congressman and, you know,
well, I heard he is
convicted
right.
registered sex offender.
Okay.
You know, disgraceful. He's considering to run as well. I mean, who isn't running?
Wow, you know? That's crazy.
But we got a celebrity actor, from SNL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Harvey Epstein. Epstein Island. We got him.
I'm done.
Who's trying to pretty much buy his way, because his record is horrible, so he can't run on his real record anyway. So he's Mr. Monopoly out here giving everybody $1 million checks. You know, so
you're saying he's buying people to vote for him?
Of course. I mean, if I was in his position, I would do the same thing. If I was in his shoes, you damn right I'll buy everybody off.
Yeah, but don't you want to vote because of what you do, not for popularity? Like, it's the work that you do that reflects on who.
I can't speak for him, you know.
Okay.
You know, but I find it interesting and a conflict of interest that he is the current assemblyman, which is part of the New York State Senate.
Right.
And at the same time that he holds that position, he's actively running for city council. And he ran his campaign.
Right.
His re-election. He went unopposed, so
right, because nobody was against him.
No shot.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Right.
And I could disclose this now. I did try to register to run against him this year for state assembly, but I didn't make it in time to get on the ballot. Oh. But I was going to run against him this year for state assembly.
Well, he's doing 2 seats. You can't technically
do that's what I want to talk about.
Right, because you can't do state assembly and also city council.
Well, because of the loopholes of the campaign finance and Board of Elections, he successfully pulled it off because under New York City law or state law, right. You could hold one position as elected official, and because of an odd year, you could run for another office another year while holding an elected office.
That's crazy.
So he successfully ran for re-election for state assembly.
Right.
Assemblyman. Collected matching funds, public funds, donations, and everything. And at the same time is running for another elected office to city council and collecting more donations. And he's about to receive his first public funds payment for city council next week.
Really?
Yeah. Because the next week is the first checks for the matching funds, the public funds.
For December. Well, January.
The campaign finance. So if that is not a
right.
If that's not a conflict of interest and maybe campaign finance for it, I don't know.
Look, I don't know much about
and
that
then
situation. I'll stay under that.
He had a skit.
Right.
On SNL.
I saw that. Yeah. That was crazy.
It's a whole campaign video.
Right. That's technically illegal. You know that, right?
Well, I did speak to a couple attorneys about that, but because he didn't have no knowledge of it,
but I did see that he was promoting it.
Yeah, he's actively using.
He was using that.
He's actively using the skit, on SNL, to raise donations.
That's crazy.
As we speak, so good for him. God bless him. But he has a horrible track record. We could go up and down on his record.
Is this allegedly or?
No, this is real.
Oh, okay.
And he's part of the arsenic contamination cover-up. He tried to pass it off because former Governor Cuomo put this out there. We've seen the footage of former Governor Cuomo, saying that what happened here in Jacob Reese houses is disgraceful, and that if this
covered it up, and
if this would have happened in Madison Park Avenue, okay, I'm using his voice right now,
right,
this would have been cleaned up the next day. But because it's in a poor Black and Hispanic and Asian community,
right,
that people really, let's be real, the majority of politicians could give two rats' ass about us.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Yeah. Especially in the Democratic side. They could give two shits about poor, low-income, Black, Hispanics, and Asian people over here. Yeah. That's why they're trying to privatize and dismantle public housing.
That's terrible.
Not rebuild it better, not to reinvest in it.
To make money, extra money out of it. Yeah,
to privatize and destroy it. So, and if you do your research, which is not hard to do.
Yeah.
The environmental people, you know who's the head of the environmental in the state assembly? Who's the head of environmental?
Yeah, you told me.
For New York State.
I know.
And for this district?
Yeah. The same man who's running.
Harvey Epstein.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We're speaking some facts here, people, by the way, tonight.
The trucks you see out here every day.
Yeah, that's the cat. Let's see, we call that shit, the company.
Denelli.
Yeah. Oh, that was cat. Oh.
That's doing the environmental cleanup over here.
That's his company?
That they've been doing for several years. That is his supporters.
Get out of here.
Yeah. It's public record.
Ooh, we get exclusive here on the T now.
So I find it interesting. I'm just throwing it out there.
This is crazy.
I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I find it very interesting. At one hand, you have soil contamination, arsenic contamination.
They've been covering that since that happened. I remember that. Yeah. Even Mary Adams. He came here. Remember?
Going on here.
He came
We're
here.
A construction zone, the whole neighborhood over here.
Right. Yeah.
But the person who heads the committee for environmental protection for New York State in the assembly is receiving money from the very people that are doing the cleanup and have been here for several years and probably will continue to be out here still cleaning up for several years.
Again, I call this a cover-up, and I'll tell you why. Because the fact that Mayor Eric Adams... I'm just...
No, hold on. Oh, so there's money being made at our expense for people getting sick, people dying. People are profiting off our our pain and suffering here in our district.
Right.
And Carlina, well, we already know where she stands.
Mm-hmm.
She turned another eye. She can't get the fuck out of City Hall fast enough next year. She's counting down the days.
I bet next year.
Because she's bought and paid for and got the money from the $1 million developers, the $1 billion developers.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you know, and she lives in a $1 million condominium.
Where's her husband, a billionaire supposedly?
You know, so
she's good. I mean,
yeah,
no pun intended, but Well, I gotta ask you, and no, I'm gonna add to this, which you mentioned about Mayor Eric Adams.
And people call me a bad guy.
Well, I'm trying to ask something here. Okay, so if y'all don't know Mary Adams, when the situation happened, the arsenic poisoning a couple years ago here, apparently he came here, as you saw.
It's worse than that.
I know. He came here a couple of times, drank the tap water. He drank.
We have one of the highest cancer and asthma rates in the country here.
Well, besides the Bronx.
This is up there with Flint.
Wow, that's bad.
It's up there with Flint.
That's bad. Well, I do want to add real quickly before we continue
It's been going on for decades.
Okay. Again, Mayor Adams that came here, lied to the residents, said this water is clean. He literally drank what he drank.
I know.
He drank from the tap. I said, "This is amazing. This is."
Well, he didn't. He didn't come to our building or our apartment.
Right, mind you, the water at the time was fucking dark brown. I mean, who?
It was even black.
Right, and then people taking showers. When I got took a shower, the whole skin was what was it? Like irritated because it was the chemicals that were in the water. And like I said, there's lead, there's arsenic, there's other chemicals on there, right? That's metallic, and it could lead to cancer, like he just mentioned. And Mayor Eric Adams, the well-known mayor we have in New York City, came along and act like nothing happened. He had the blindfold on, walking around like, hey, there's nothing happening here. Mind you, remember EPA was here, the Environment Protection Association, right? They had the people here testing the water. They had other people that were talking about this in the street, in the neighborhood. So go ahead. This is the biggest cover-up in New York City. Like, come on, huh?
Well, it's one of the biggest cover-ups in the history of New York.
Right. I mean, I could go on and on. I'm just getting passionate about it as well.
And we could get shot. We could get murdered just by talking about this publicly.
Well, you know what? The public needs to know. Because unfortunately, they still cleaning this shit up, covering it up as we speak.
And the real test results are somewhere out there. And it would be a shame if one day those real results would get leaked. Because the real results were leaked a couple of years ago. But but they're still out there. The real test. And this is not just here, it's around the city.
Right.
And for some reason, this is a systematic thing that's going on in public housing. It's happening in the poorest neighborhoods.
Right.
Red Hook has been dealing with this for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Red Hook, the houses there.
Right.
In Queens, Long Island City. It's a systematic thing, but it's a repeated thing that it's happening in the poorest communities. Because this damn sure is not happening in Madison Park Avenue.
No, of course not.
So why are they doing it to us? That's the question I want to ask. Is why are they doing it to us? Why are you poisoning us and been poisoning NYCHA residents for decades with lead, with asbestos, with toxic, cancerous, chemicals? Why you destroyed our community by them decimating the East River Park? It's a environmental disaster over here.
Yeah, I've seen that. As not only that, remember, you open exposed pipes,
everything.
Expose the ground.
We're all breathing that.
Exactly. This is airborne. Not everything is out. People can inhale that and
then
get sick.
we have a Con Edison plant a few blocks from us as well. And then we got all the pollution from the cars, as well. So it's like, they're purposely trying to poison and kill us. And, then they could come take over and clean it up one day and then put $1 billion condominiums here in this place.
So now we coming to some controversial stuff that we need, like you said, you need to talk about on the show that you've seen in this community for some time and everything else.
And the other candidate, you're going to talk about the other candidates yet? I don't know much about them.
I don't really know.
So I can't really comment on the other candidates.
Right.
So.
Well, literally, focus on what you got to do. So, all right, my next question to you now, with this alone. Now, let's say, next year, 2025, people...
But Harvey Epstein's a nice guy, though.
Oh, here we go.
And if you got one of those checks for me, I might take it,
Don't do that. Don't sell yourself out.
Don't
sell the community out like that.
We could go out for ice cream sometime.
I'm done.
But just make sure it's not tap water. Make sure we go out to eat. We get bottled water.
But my next question to you is this, right? Now, let's say you get into office, you say you want to make these changes by next year, 2025, right?
Yeah.
Now, my thing is, after this, you start seeing a change, you start seeing things happening for the benefit of the community. What's the next thing you want to do if it all works out? If that happens, let's say.
If I get elected?
Right. Like, what's the next step after city council? Let's say that you see that, it's working up.
If I have a successful run at city council,
right?
Well, what I do after that?
Right, exactly.
Well, I'm gonna follow Gonzalo and run for mayor. No.
I mean, I don't know what was your. I'm just asking, what is your plans? If that case may be, what other position you?
Well, it's up to God. It's up to Jehovah. What he wants me to do. One of the biggest reasons for me to run is because I had several conversations with God, and I prayed a lot about it,
right.
And I received the message loud and clear to run, to save my community, to save my city. So that's my rationale in running, regardless of the outcome. But if I am successful getting elected and being a city council member, and serve out my term,
right,
and everything's improved and everything like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's several. I mean, I could go try to, clean up Albany next, make a difference in Albany, or maybe in City Hall as mayor. I mean, I don't know. So I mean, Senator Murillo doesn't sound too bad, or Congressman Murillo.
Okay.
I mean, of course, I have the ultimate dream.
President. Okay.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue don't sound too bad.
One thing at a time.
You can have the first, half Hispanic president. That'd be nice.
That'd be kind of cool.
But one step at a time.
Right.
So.
Well,
but that's something to consider. But I have to first get elected city council first. Right.
Now we have the Q&A section now of for our guests, for city council candidate Jason Murillo. If you guys have any Q&As or questions for him, this is the time now.
So hypothetically, if I would ever run for president, who should be my running mate?
Ooh, I don't know. You have to decide on that.
Because somebody has to continue the mantle for President Trump. Somebody has to continue that and stuff. I mean, you got J.D. Vance, so he's the heir apparent,
right?
And then maybe one of Trump's sons,
I mean, hey, if you're calling out to manifestation,
I think Barron might be the next coming.
Really?
The Trump's youngest son, Barron.
Not the one that he.
The one that's like 6'8", the young one.
Oh, the young kid. Yeah.
I'm thinking
somebody else.
He looks. I mean, even though he's 6'8",
he's a taller kid.
But he looks just like his father. I think he would be the second coming. I don't know if he has
if
that.
If he's down for it, then why not?
He was influential. He was influential in helping Trump get reelected because he's young, and he picked up what a lot of people didn't, and with doing the podcast route, like with Joe Rogan.
I like that.
And all that, and that's what helped take Trump to the next level and reach demographics that he didn't reach before, and more of the young vote and stuff like that. So, he's ahead of his time, his son.
I'm done. Okay, I hear you. Well, we got a question from Gonzalo Duran, who's just on the show. He asking, boxers or briefs? I'm done.
Wow.
You have to answer it. It's a question.
Yeah, but that's not this is a...
Right, but he's asking, it's a question. You have to answer it.
Boxers.
Okay, we got another one. Vinny 98 NYC says
Ron DeSantis
or
Vivek.
I can't say the name.
Rasamani
is next in 2028. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Any other questions we have or comments for the guests here, guys? Who's watching right now? What's up, everybody? Tune in. What's up? You guys can share, like, comment as well while we're on the show here. Let me see what Vinny said. He said something about Trump. New York City is next. Don't worry. We just need to focus on Trump earlier, but we good now. And then he mentioned about facts, save money for American soil. He mentioned something about I'm bringing Guardians of Divinity to the Saturday event. Jesus from
Jesus.
Yeah, news and
awesome.
etc. He said I'll be cool to be a government funded politician for the conservatives is better than my current side job. Oh shit. He's
well, since you live in Manhattan, I'm the person to come see Vinny. So if you consider run for office, there is city council positions open. So and the starting salary, if you, once you get elected, is around $145,000 and change. So yeah. All right. Reach out to me, and make sure the number one thing you have to do is get those 50 signatures.
I'm done. All right, next one. He says, I can tell Jason wants to body slam Eric Adams. I'm done. And then he mentioned about, I don't know who this is. Alvin Bragg is a dumpster.
Yeah, that's another one.
Who is that?
That's the current Manhattan DA.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay, he says, Letitia is a trash can. That's crazy. Wow, this is... Okay, next question we got here.
I actually,
right.
I'm friends with Letitia James.
Right.
So I helped her, I helped campaign.
Well, does she remember you though?
Yeah, she remembers me. Oh, I helped campaign for her when she ran in 2017 with Carlina. So I was out here campaigning for them.
That's crazy.
So that's funny.
Interesting. All right, so
things work, but
I don't know, full circle.
To each their own.
All right, next question from Gonzalo.
What she did to Trump is not cool. So payback is a
biatch. Well, he's a president now, so imagine that. All right, so Gonzalo Duran asks, if you are leading conservative movement in Manhattan, what are your goals for next year? That's a good one.
Well, first and foremost, to build up our numbers. I think out of all 5 boroughs, we have the lowest number of registered conservatives. So we definitely need to build up the numbers. And we need more candidates to run. So we definitely need to build up the numbers. We need more candidates to run on the conservative line. We need to, be more active. Go out there. At some point, once we build up the numbers and we get more viable candidates, and maybe by the strike of luck, maybe 1 or 2 could get elected in Manhattan and flip a Democratic, seat. That'd be amazing. And then from there, one day, if we follow that path,
right,
we could reestablish the party, the county at a county level.
Yeah.
So then we could take things to the next level, tenfold,
Okay.
So that's what I like to see in Manhattan as far as the conservative movement, the next 12 months. I want us to emulate from all the success that people like Gonzalo has done in the Bronx, and Vice Chairman Gonzalo Duran, and also with Fran. I think her last name is Marone.
Oh, I don't know.
She's the chairwoman for the Brooklyn Conservative Party,
right?
Which has the most elected officials on the Conservative Party in the whole state.
Okay.
So if we're gonna get anything as a blueprint of what to follow here in Manhattan,
right,
it will be what the Bronx Conservative Party has been doing and continue to do the past couple of years, and obviously what the Brooklyn Conservative Party has been doing for a long time.
So it's just working together, making it stronger, basically.
If we could emulate anything, it would be those things.
Okay.
But obviously, I'm one person. I can't do it alone.
Right.
That's why I'm asking people to volunteer, to join. I've been out here re-registering dozens and dozens of people, not only in my neighborhood, but throughout the city. I even registered people for Queens, for Brooklyn, for the Bronx. I even had a few for Staten Island.
Yeah, people that you walked around and it's just like, oh, I just saw like, oh shoot.
Because I'm focusing on the Conservative Party as a whole. Of course, I'm a part of Manhattan, but I want the Conservative Party to grow
as
overall.
Right, as a one.
And I will continue to do that, not just focus here in Manhattan, in my district, but to get people around the 5 boroughs that want to, to register or re-register to conservative. Because that's the only way we're going to move forward.
Of course.
We need strength in numbers because the Democrats outnumber us like 10, 20 to 1.
Well, don't they have, that's why I don't understand how the Democrats are, because they have the Democrat, right, the Democrat Party, and then they have the working class party. Well, like, it's like a double whammy. I don't understand why they have to have another party underneath them. It makes no sense. Because I saw that when I did the voting, and I was like,
I know.
This guy on the working class. I'm like, what? Are you serious? That's crazy. Any other questions, guys?
Well, we need, I mean, I don't have no say in the matter, but we need to be more in line and unison with the Republican Party.
Right.
Because in a certain sense, we're aligned, but then in reality, we're divided a lot.
Yeah.
There's a separation. I know there was a legal separation back in 1962 when the Conservative Party branched off from the Republican.
Right.
But, we're like siblings, basically. So we need more unity. That's only me.
Right.
If we could combine with the Republican Party, that would counteract what the Democrats are doing with the working families.
Right.
With the working families.
I mean, I'm just saying, when I saw that, it was just kind of threw me off. I was like, wait a minute, they have 2 parties in one? Like, it's like contradicting itself. Even though they have more, whatever. But I'm just saying, I don't know. All right, guys. Any other questions for our guests? For city council candidates?
I'm in the hot box here, like 3 hours.
Well, listen, we're working it out in the chair, and we're sick too, so hey, we're making it work.
I'm wearing a $200 blazer.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm wearing a silk shirt here.
Look at you. Okay, All right now. Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys, you have for our guest, city council candidate Jason Murillo? Any other questions or comments of that nature? Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. I see. Okay. Hold on. Let me put that up real quick. 1 second. Hold on. So,
and long story short, just to wrap things up, and my perspective is
right.
I want to flip the script in politics.
Right.
So check this out.
Okay.
Instead of having $1 million billion-dollar special interests, lobbyists,
right,
billionaires, real estate developers, making policy in local government
right.
and politics. How about we flip the script and let everyday New Yorkers make policy and make decisions what's going on in our community?
Well, this is what Gonzalo was talking about. He said if you get voted in,
yeah, but it's not. No. People, when people,
let me ask you something.
When people choose,
wait.
no. Let me say.
Oh my God.
When people choose to vote for Gonzalo Duran or vote for me at the ballot box, you're not voting for us. You're voting for yourself. Because once we're elected, because maybe that's a conservative thing, I don't know. But once we're elected, you are going to have all the power. We're going to give the power to you, the public. You are going to be the policymakers. I want the community to be involved in everyday business. And I will be going to the community every day throughout my neighborhood and district, and I will do the will of the people.
Well, let me ask
you. And I would appoint people in the community into committies.
Right. Well, I mean, you have to make sure they qualify too. You just can't get any random Joe Blow. Hey, you know what? You want to come to office and then make a change?
Well,
but
I know this sounds funny,
right?
But I'd rather have a homeless person off the street in a committee in city council, okay, than a person.
But they have that common sense too nowadays. They
You know what I mean?
They're not going to do the job.
I'd rather have someone like that,
right,
than someone who's bought and paid for by real estate developers, special interests. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Well, because we already know what they're about.
Right.
We already know what the other side's already about.
Right.
They're about how much money they could steal from taxpayers, and how much money they could pocket, how many people they could screw over. But I know what the average person, a single mom, a small business owner, barely struggling to survive.
Right.
I know what they're about.
Well, that's my
point of view.
This is my next question for you.
Maybe it sounds crazy, but hey, that's just my point of view. Go ahead.
My next question to you is, prime example.
I want to restore the public trust,
right,
and give the power back to the people.
Right, and that's what it should
where
be.
It should be.
Right.
Where you have a city government and elected officials that work for you, not the other way around.
So my question is this perfect example. You go around the area all the time. Yeah. You always go to the bodega or whatever. So do you go to the public and ask people, hey, listen, you live here, right, for a certain amount of years, right?
Yeah.
What things have you seen in this neighborhood that you feel that needs to make change? And what do they exactly tell you in your face? Like, if especially, be honest. Besides the rent's too high.
They told me they're sick and tired of all the crime, and because of the lack of funding, there's lack of police,
right,
or because the police department is so disorganized because of Eric Adams' administration. Eric Adams has really screwed up this whole goddamn city. So either there's not enough cops, or their response times are so long because they're overworked, understaffed, underfunded.
Right, they're funded, right?
By the time they respond to a 911 call, that somebody, let's say a store gets shoplift, it gets robbed at gunpoint, somebody gets stabbed or shot or whatever, assaulted. By the time the cops come, of course, the perpetrators are long gone.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's the same thing with ambulances, with EMTs, because of the dysfunction that's going on in the city. the hospitals and everything,
Right.
and they're doing all the cutbacks.
Yeah.
The lack of response times for the EMTs to respond to a 911 call. People, unfortunately, die.
Yeah.
They don't make it
because they're relying on these things to help them to live.
So
to go to the hospital on time.
It's
right.
trickled down across the board.
Okay.
It's total dysfunction.
Definitely. Well, we got another one from Vinny 98 NYC. He states, the goal for Manhattan Conservative Party is building a building headquarters like Gonzalo has in the Bronx.
Well, one step at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. But it starts with people like you volunteering and joining the Conservative Party, registering as a conservative, and help either volunteer with me or other candidates, viable candidates, and help them get into office. By doing that, ensures that we have a big future here in Manhattan that would lead, into the formation, the reestablishment of a party one day.
Well, like I said,
but it starts from the ground up.
Everything's timing, so with that in mind. So real quickly, while we're on the same topic, tell them one more time about. We show them real quickly. You have a website where they could also check out. Tell them about that. If they want to vote, how they get in contact with.
Well, for more information about my my stance, my issues,
right,
my campaign, what I've been doing, and what I intend to do moving forward once elected, just go to my website, Jason Murillo for NYC.com, Jason Murillo for NYC.com, or DJ Lama for NYC.com. You see some of the stuff I've done the past several years for my community. You get to know me more, the issues I stand on, and the positive changes I want to bring to New York City, starting in my district and moving forward. And as it says on here, I am only running for you. I'm running for you and your families to keep you safe. You have affordable housing, that you could feel safe when you're going outside throughout our community, day or night.
Right.
That when you go to public school or private school, it's your choice, and that the schools are funded, the hospitals remain open, or community centers remain open, that we have accessible childcare for all that need it. We have to back the blue or law enforcement who keeps us safe. They put their lives in danger every single day. So we need to back our law enforcement, and we need to clean up the corruption that is in City Hall,
right,
and also in the Manhattan DA's office. We need a district attorney that goes after criminals and not presidents. So we need law and order back in our city, and we need, how about God as well? And we need God back in our city. So there's a lot of things. New York City is the greatest city in the world, and we need to fight and defend to keep it that. We're in a rough patch right now. We're recovering. We're recovering from COVID and the whole thing, the biggest pandemic of our lifetimes and stuff like that. Right. We survived that. We survived 9/11. We survived hurricanes.
A lot.
I remember when the Bronx was burning back in the.
My God! That was before I was born, non-existent, so I don't know about that.
Everybody remembers that the Bronx was burning.
I heard about it,
and the whole city, like half the city, was abandoned buildings and all this stuff. So New York City is the greatest city in the world, and we got to fight to defend it and protect it and make it the greatest city in the world once again.
Facts.
We are the beacon of hope for the rest of the world. We're the envy of the world, New York City. So let's keep it classy, let's keep it clean, and let's make New York City conservative.
All right. And that's a website also, right? Is it?
Yep.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Yeah, JasonMurillo.NYC.com.
Okay.
Or DJLama.NYC.com. And you could get more information about me and about us and what we do.
Right.
And what we'll continue to do once elected into office. And you can volunteer. You can register to volunteer. Join our campaign. Be part of our grassroots movement for the new conservative movement in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And that and everything.
Sounds good.
And you can donate too if you want to help the campaign.
Well, there you go. Let's talk about that real quickly. If people want to donate, also, if they see that,
take it off the screen.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. So, let them know real quickly. Yeah, I see really. I see you, man. He's like, yo, Bronx was bombed like World War III. Run through.
Yeah, and it still looks like that thanks to Richie Torres.
All right, calm down.
And Salamanca.
I'm done. All right, so you were saying like where could people
and AOC.
Oh my God, here we go. Anyway, if you want to,
so you guys should have voted for Gonzalo Duran and Tina Forte.
I'm done.
So whose fault is that?
All right, so if you want to donate or can help you anyway to the campaign, what could it help you? What could they?
Yeah, I mean,
donate.
I'm on the New York City Contribute. That's part of the campaign finance board.
Right.
It's on my website. Like I said before, JasonMurillo.NYC.com, DJLama.NYC.com, or you could contact me or you, and we could give you the information, the link. You could do electronically to donate, so we could do more for the community. It's not just for the campaign; it's to give back more to the community. It's us to hire, workers. We're gonna need volunteers. Right. So we don't want people working for free. So it helps us support jobs, which I'm for. So it helps them out as well. It helps everybody. So one hand washes the other. What I said earlier on Facebook, if people that follow me or whatever.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quickly, because I know certain people feel some type of way. Just clarify that.
I helped a lot of people over many years, either personally or professionally, professionally in my television, background field, in the music entertainment field. We both helped a lot of people with their careers, one way or another.
Right.
So all we're asking for is to pay it forward and to help us. I stepped up for a lot of people.
Right.
So now I'm asking for you to return the favor, even if it's $10, $20.
One penny.
to donate to our campaign, to spend a day and volunteer and help us out. Whether it's going door to door, talking to neighbors, registering people to vote, donating book bags, school supplies, coats, whatever. You know what I mean? The toy drives. Just show a gratitude of appreciation if me or Veronica meant anything or helped you in your life personally or in your career. That's all we ask. Because it's sad, but when I announced that I was running for office, a lot of people turned their back on me. A lot of people stopped speaking to me. A lot of people turned their backs on me and it's quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. You just got to keep moving forward. Like God says, He will put strangers in front of you. You don't have to worry about friends and family, because strangers will be the ones to bless you.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Definitely.
If you could go spend $50, $100 on weed and buy bottles and go support some promoter and drop, you know, 200, 300, 400 to open up for someone and perform, or, you know, whatever the situation may be. You know, I understand people are struggling. I'm not telling you to take food off the tables, take care of your family, take care of your kids. You know, I'm not asking for anything crazy. But if you could go and do all these extra things, what's going on my contribute link, or Gonzalo Duran's contribute link, or Tyreek Goodman's contribute link, and go put $10, you know, $20 in it. You spend more than that when you go to Starbucks, or you go to McDonald's or whatever. You know what I'm trying to, or go to a restaurant. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. You know?
Definitely. Well, we also have a few videos here. Is this?
You got me pooped out here. I've been on here.
Well, I mean, listen. You want people to know who you are,
yeah,
right?
but it's over 3 hours here, 4
Well,
hours.
listen, no complaint. So we have some videos here we're going to show the viewers.
Are we doing a filibuster here?
Oh, what?
No, that's what they're doing in Congress when they're trying to break, you know, there's a deadlock for a bill or an action that they're trying to do or not happen. So they have filibusters, and you have congressmen or senators that be talking for like 2-3 days straight.
Oh, hell no.
Until they break the tie. Like, God damn it, that's it, enough. I'll vote for whatever you want. Just end this, no more.
I want to leave.
I guess me and Gonzalo will be perfect for that. Me and Gonzalo Duran will be perfect for filibusters in Congress.
No, I mean, what? That's only something else I'm thinking my head dirty.
No, because we could be there for hours, for days talking. You get Trump. Trump could talk forever too. So.
Oh God, no.
You know.
We're good. There's a few videos we're gonna show.
Yeah, you can show a few things that we've done.
But let's talk about the introduce it before I play it. If you want to.
All right. Well, the first one, the one next to that.
This one.
That is a news article. A vlog.
Should I show it?
Hold on.
Okay.
That successfully, on the behalf, it was a coalition. That's what I'm about. I'm about getting things done and unifying.
You can find out video.
Bringing people together. That's what I'm about. Just like Gonzalo Duran. So we teamed up together, me and Gonzalo Duran, along with yourself, Dion Powell, district leader of the Bronx as well. And we rallied to fight to save Mount Sinai Beth Israel, which is a vital hospital in our community that it represents for over 200,000 people in our community, in our district. It's the only hospital south of 17th Street. Is the only hospital we have on the east side.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Unless you go downtown, by Battery Park. It's the only hospital we have on the east side. You know, I know. For the Lower East Side, for Lower Manhattan. Right. Okay, so we successfully rallied for that. And this is the video of that.
Yo, I'm done. Vinny98 says, this is basically 3 episodes of a show, right? Listen. I'm
like the Undertaker. I come once a year.
Whoa! You take that so many ways.
I appear at WrestleMania, and then you won't see me for a while. All right?
Can we just play a video? Thank you.
Am I the only one that didn't know Jason Murillo just saved a hospital? You need to hear this. Jason Murillo, a dedicated resident of the Lower East Side, has successfully rallied to keep Mount Sinai Beth Israel Hospital open. Despite plans to shut down the 16th Street campus due to financial struggles, Murillo's tireless efforts and community support have postponed the closure indefinitely. Murillo's campaign wasn't just about saving a building, it's personal. His mother received life-saving care at this very hospital. Through rallies, flyers, and media outreach, he highlighted the hospital's critical role in the community and the devastating impact its closure would have on healthcare access. This victory has catapulted Murillo into the political spotlight. He's now running for New York City Council District 2 in the 2025 elections, with a platform focused on healthcare, crime, and public housing. Jason Murillo's story is a testament to the power of community action and personal dedication. Stay tuned as this inspiring leader continues to fight for a better New York City. Am I the only one that didn't know Jason Murillo just saved a hospital? You need to hear this. Jason Murillo, a dedicated resident of the Lower East Side, has successfully rallied to keep Mount Sinai Beth Israel Hospital open. Despite plans to shut down the 16th Street campus due to financial struggles, Murillo's tireless efforts and community support have postponed the closure indefinitely. Murillo's campaign wasn't just about saving a building, it's personal. His mother received life-saving care at this very hospital. Through rallies, flyers, and media outreach, he highlighted the hospital's critical role in the community and the devastating impact its closure would have on healthcare access. This victory has catapulted Murillo into the political spotlight. He's now running for New York City Council District 2 in the 2025 elections, with a platform focused on healthcare, crime, and public housing. Jason Murillo's story is a testament to the power of community action and personal dedication. Stay tuned as this inspiring leader continues to fight for a better New York City.
I mean, us.
Well, all right. Thank you so much for directing.
So what do you guys think about that?
I mean, it's very touching. You know, inspiring.
That got me on the map. But it's a team effort. It just shows a small example that a group of 5 people, along with, you know, hundreds of residents in the community, are what we could do when we get together.
Right.
And we defeated. I mean, the hospital is not fully open, but it's still open. It has not been shuttered.
Not yet, yeah.
And it has not been teared down. The simple fact that it started with us 5 that day, and then behind the scenes, weeks and months before that, and then got together with hundreds of other residents throughout the neighborhood. And we defeated, we gave a serious blow to a $1 billion corporation. A $1 billion corporation. Think about that.
Well, I think David Goliath, right? That, you know, how, like, in the Bible says.
So
right.
Imagine what we could do if thousands of us rise up, and then tens of thousands, and actually elect someone like myself, like Gonzalo Duran, like Dion Powell, maybe even Veronica Gonzalez, and others like that into office.
One thing at a time.
That's all I gotta say.
But it's another video here. What's this about? I'm trying to figure what it is.
That video is just a campaign video, just to show people what I'm about, as a candidate and on a personal level.
Don't you want to play it?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what you're here, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Tune in.
If your community needs a change, Jason Murillo is your man. Born and raised right here, Jason Murillo knows our city's heart and soul. A proud father and small business owner, he's lived the challenges many of us face every day. Jason believes in strong families, safe neighborhoods, and smart economic growth. He's committed to lowering taxes, improving schools, and creating jobs. With Jason Murillo on the City Council, you get a leader who listens and acts. His visionary leadership will ensure a brighter future for our kids and grandkids. Jason is more than just a candidate. He's a neighbor, a friend, and a true conservative committed to making our city the best it can be. So when you vote, vote for Jason Murillo, because our city deserves a conservative voice for change. Elect Jason Murillo to the City Council. The change we need.
All right, so we also got another video you want to show them. Right?
I feel like this is a marathon here. We should do a fundraiser. We should plan this one day and do an online.
Oh no, you ain't put me up for 12 hours.
We should do an online virtual event. Because we got a lot of amazing people here. We got talented musicians, music artists of different genres.
Right.
We got poets. We got motivational speakers.
Well, I want to read this real quick comment.
We got candidates. So we should do a fundraiser, a virtual fundraising event here one day, like a marathon.
Oh my God, no!
Not just raise money for my campaign.
You're gonna talk about those hours?
Let's raise money for the community, you know, and maybe do something crazy and give out like, you know, 100 laptops to kids in the community, or,
That'd be nice.
or some crazy stuff like that, or, you know, 200 coats for the homeless. You know, let's do something crazy. You know, I don't know.
Well, I'm laughing because I just saw the comment that Vinny 98 put NYC. He says, this is basically 3 episodes of one show right here. Yeah, he's right. Yeah. He says, just edit it down for TikTok or YouTube. Well, y'all know TikTok is being banned in the United States in January 19th, right? Just throwing it out there, people. So utilize the fucking TikTok.
Well, I also...
5-hour video. I'm done.
I also was going to announce on here that I'm going to be joining you on Sundays soon.
Get out of here. Oh, shit. Okay.
I'm going to be, since you come on at 8 o'clock.
Right, yes.
I'll be coming on before you soon at 7.
The wording is weird. You're coming up before me.
I'll be on before you at 7 p.m. Eastern. Or I might do it at 6. We'll see. But I'm confirming at least 1 hour, 7 to 8 p.m. as a warm-up for the Vero G Spotlight TV show.
Aww.
And bring back, you know, breaking new artists and music, you know, music reviews, you know, reviewing artists' music and breaking new artists' music and videos and stuff like that. So I know people have been asking me for months to bring it back. It was very popular. We had a lot of listeners and viewers around the world, and we had a lot of submissions and that. So,
well, a lot of people are paying. Now I'm gonna just say that one more time. Back then we did the review show. I remember that.
Yeah.
I did the Friday one, and people would not even give me $5. I was like, listen.
No, but I did it whether I did it whether people paid or not.
Right. Well, I understand,
You know?
but you know, end of the day, these things cost money every month. People don't understand that. If you don't have this every month to pay, how are you gonna afford this? I'm just saying, people like.
Well, we do make it affordable for people,
right? So
unlike
I'm just saying,
other platforms, we make it affordable.
Right, right.
You know, so you could get your music and video on the website, the app, the rotation, the whole thing. You know, we got a 24-hour radio station that broadcasts worldwide.
Exactly.
And stuff, which is BMI, ASCAP, and everything.
And
just like the big stations.
Let me show that real quickly. That is this right here.
You know, so
that is the Who's Next NYC Radio, which you get to hear. It's 24/7, guys, 7 days a week, no stopping. You can check it out. We play all independent artists' music worldwide, and that's the information. You can check it out. That's the QR code on the screen. It could direct you to the website. And if you want to submit, as he just mentioned, you could do so as well.
It's free submissions, and also if you want to help support the station, you could do a rotation package for like what, $35 or something like that. 25, 35, whatever.
Okay.
So it's affordable for everybody. You know, we're not beating nobody up here. You know, we give you a lot of exposure on many platforms and a worldwide radio station and everything, and we're just asking for a few dollars to help support. And I still have my hoodie out there. People want to order it, and they have you know, your merchandise as well, as everybody knows about that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been promoting for some time, but you know how
and we put people on TV, you know, for free, and everything, and we're gonna be doing events again sooner than you think.
Well, let's talk one more time quickly on the event we're having this Sunday coming up, right? So that is the toy drive, people. If you want to come through, the event information is on the bottom. You see the address there. Listen, it's free event admission, everything, all the information is there. So we'll be having live music. We'll be having toy giveaway, clothes giveaway for the girls. You know, we're gonna have pictures, you know, all that said and done. So listen, you already know. All the information there. Anything else you should know about this event?
That's about it.
So again, also, if you want to donate, if you want to donate a toy, this is the last week to do that. So if you want to give us $2, anything that can add to help us get more toys for the kids, hit us up on
And you can bring toys in person.
Right. So you could also come in person and bring toys for the kids directly. This is for the kids and the families. Those are in need. And we feel that this is a time to just give back also for the community and also for the time of spirit of Christmas.
Not only toys, if you want to donate a coat, like a new coat, or
right.
You know, a good condition.
Well, I mean, anything that could be helpful for the kids,
anything,
right?
You know, sneakers, you know, coats, you know, whatever, you know, is appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Also, we want to just give a big shout out to our amazing sponsor, one of our amazing sponsors, and CJ Terror.
Yep, CJ Rivera.
Shout
out to him.
Big shout out to him.
He helped us out a lot.
Definitely. Thank you, brother, for your support. And also, he'll be coming in person to give medals to the kids.
Oh, wow.
He's going to be doing some karate moves for the kids and that. Yeah, so he's going to be
all right,
we have a couple things.
All right.
Prior to that, we have a video you want to
And also, this also, while we got people on here watching before we go, call it a night.
Right, finally.
Because we probably have to do, since we're going to be busy next weekend, and next Sunday as well.
We won't be back here this Sunday. Yeah, just gonna say that.
We're probably gonna do next Sunday's show. Probably this Thursday or Friday. So.
Oh man.
So yeah, and if anybody wants to be a guest on that, or maybe perform on the online, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
So another amazing person who's been a huge asset to us.
Right.
And donated very generously to our cause is a good friend of ours, Angela Aquino. She's running for public advocate.
Yes.
For New York City. And that's the information if you want to contribute to her campaign. She's a proud conservative, like me and Gonzalo Duran. And she's fighting for all of us, especially minorities. So there's more information about her. We had the pleasure of meeting her and interviewing her this past week at M&N TV Studios. And she graciously donated a bunch of girls' clothing, brand new designer clothing.
And watches.
Dresses and watches.
And the bow ties, we call
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's working on getting more donations for us. She's an amazing woman, you know, and I'm proud to call her a friend, Angela Aquino. Here's a snippet of the interview that we did with her. That is on all streaming platforms now. You search up Vero G Spotlight Radio. It's on iHeartRadio.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Speaker, anywhere where you get listen to your podcast is up there. It's going to be on YouTube soon and airing on cable TV shortly. So here's a snippet of Angela Aquino, a public advocate candidate. Get to know more about her.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Vero G, and you're watching the Vero G Spotlight TV, radio, and podcast show with your host, Vero G. So today we got a great show for you guys today. We have on my other end of the side of the show an amazing, beautiful young lady, and she is going to tell us about a lot what she's doing for the community and also for New York City. And she's also running for next year for public advocate for 2025. Let's give it up for Angela Aquino. Let's give it up. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for such a generous welcome introduction.
You're welcome.
I will try to keep up with all that hype, but thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Anytime.
It's such a great pleasure to be here, and thank you for the opportunity.
You're very welcome.
And
you're very welcome. Yeah, definitely. So we have a lot to say, and I cannot wait to just get you on. So are you ready?
Yes, I am. Let's go.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so prior to anything, tell the viewers watching at home and as well listening in about who is Angela Aquino.
Hello, everybody. My name is Angela Aquino, and I'm a public advocate candidate for 2025. Prior to this, I have been an advocate all my life. I had my rights taken away from me. And I advocated for 20 years, and with my petition, children born out of wedlock or children born to single moms globally are able to have their rights and equal rights. I advocated for this, and from my advocacy, I also have a nonprofit organization wherein we advocate for children of born out of conflict
Yes.
areas, and this is my advocacy. And now, based on my experience and my passion for advocacy and my dedication, I want to bring that to the table for New York City. And give them an opportunity to be heard through also my sensitivity of the people that I know that I'm representing.
That is amazing. Look, again, I'm gonna commend you here right now on the show. Yes, yes, because we did a quick pre thing with you, and you're a phenomenal woman. I can't imagine like people like you. We need more like you in this world, really. And let's talk more about your advocacy. You mentioned about in your hometown, the Philippines, and also what you want to bring here in New York City as well. Yeah.
I wish when I was experiencing all these difficulties of my trials, like when I felt like everything was just so down and depressing, that I wish that I could see this 20 years ahead. Because I would never have imagined that all my hardships, all my experience, all that I know what it takes to be a good advocate, I could be here in front of service to New Yorkers and bring it to the table. I think that from my advocacy from the Philippines, right? I'm a born out of wedlock. And we know in a lot of countries, not just in the Philippines, that children who are born to non-marital parents, they don't suffer the same rights. Single parents, single moms, they have to go through the difficulty of raising a child by themselves. And that's a lot of deficit for the child. The child always puts the bill. Like, we might think, let's have all the freedom right now and let's just do whatever we want. But there's gonna the time's gonna come that this child is going to suffer because of the decision.
All right, so that was a snippet, everyone. Those are 20 right now on our 4th hour show. That was the amazing public advocate Angela Aquino.
Aquino.
I hope I get it right. She'll be with us this Sunday, helping us out with the event.
Well, she'll be in the Bronx as well.
Oh, she is.
For the Viable Candidate event.
Oh, yes.
So if you want to meet her in person, you have 2 opportunities, either this Saturday in the Bronx. You can put that flyer up one more time.
Yes, indeed, sir. I will do that right now. Oh, why is that thing on?
This Saturday in the Bronx is the Viable Candidate event, when you have conservative members from all 5 boroughs of New York City, over 20 former and current candidates are going to be in the building, so you get to know more about them and you can support. And they're running for, office and the whole thing. And you get to know more about the Conservative Party and everything. I'm tired. I'm sorry. It's like 4 hours here.
No, I'm yawning. I'm tired and sick. Oh my God.
So yeah. She'll be there in person. Okay. She'll be one of the attendees and speakers, Angela Aquino. And then also this Sunday as well, one more time. There you go at Palagua Art Space.
Piragua. No, don't do Spanish.
All right.
Piragua Art Space.
All right,
sorry, guys. Let me refix that.
367
oh my God.
East 10th Street, between Avenue C and B. Okay, we're going to give out toys while they last. And we also have some cookies, fun and games, music, live entertainment, and a few artists' performances. All right? And so come on down and get to meet us. And it's about giving back to the community and representing the Lower East Side, the Lower Deck, East Village, Alphabet City. That's what we do. All right?
Well, I just want
we're the guardians of the Lower East Side.
I'm done. Vinny 98 NYC says, I appreciate the playlist placement.
Of course.
You're welcome, man.
Got you.
Definitely. And
it's doing good.
Definitely. Realer says she's beautiful.
Okay.
Well, I'll stay out of that one. Yeah, sorry.
Well, she might be single. I don't know.
Listen, I'm saying I don't know her business.
But that is personal. So
that's not my business. Listen. Anyway.
But she's a damn sure good candidate. So that's all I can tell you.
Here we go.
So
you with the bullshit. All right, so
and she's a conservative.
Yes.
So
yes.
There you go.
All right, so again, this is a final favorite tonight.
I guess.
Finally. All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in to the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show. Thank you for our amazing guest, City Council candidate Jason Murillo.
Well, hopefully they won't come after me.
I don't know.
Tomorrow.
It's called freedom of speech. It's okay.
Yeah, well.
This is America. Anyway, so also big shout out to our New York City mayor. How I said it correctly? Mayoral candidate. Is that correctly?
New York City mayoral candidate.
Right. The Honorable Gonzalo Duran coming on the show as well. Thank you for everybody who tuned in tonight. This is the longest show of my life. Oh my God.
We've done longer shows than
No, not this long, man. Listen. Even Hiller's is laughing.
We did a 5-hour show before.
Listen. I don't get paid enough. Anyway, guys, God bless you all.
I used to do like 2-3 hour shows. I was playing music and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I was doing a mix before, and you'll find it up there somewhere.
I bet. Real quickly, guys, before we get out of here, you guys to go vote for me for Scars for the R&B section. For those who missed the beginning, I did a breaking news about Jay-Z. Apparently, you gotta watch the beginning of the show. It's very long. But
spade or neuter your cats and dogs.
This is not what I'm talking about. And wow. Anyway,
wait, hold on. You put this thing on the.
Because I'm trying to promote this.
Don't forget.
This is the longest show.
Don't forget to spade and neuter your cats and dogs.
They eat dogs and cats.
And Sean Combs and what's his name? Jay Carter? What's his name? Sean Carter?
Jay-Z, Jason.
No, his real name.
Sean Carter, yeah.
Don't forget to spade or neuter your cats and dogs. And Sean Combs and Sean Carter. All right? And
this is not a laughing matter. He raped apparently a 13-year-old girl.
I know, and that's why
serious.
And that's why he needs to be spayed and neutered.
If y'all missed out the break, I understand. If y'all
and also to Stormy as well.
Just shut up. Anyway, you did not hear any of that what he just said his mouth. It does not condone with the show. Like I said again.
And together with me and Trump
Jay-Z,
and Gonzalo, we will make New York City and America great again. Thank you.
Anyway,
and good night.
All right, good night. All right, Jay-Z, real quickly, like I said again, y'all missed out. I'll say it quickly on here. Apparently, it's been coming out. Jay-Z has sexually assaulted. Because I can't say here, I'll show here. Sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl, with including Puff Daddy. He's stating, I already read that earlier on the show here, that it is blackmail and it is not true. That's what he is stating. And apparently, yeah, he's next in line. I've been saying this a while. Jaguar Wright, forgive me, I'm tired, has said the same thing. Listen, we ain't saying shit for no reason, okay? So real quickly, before I have a backwards shit, all right, one more time, guys. You go vote for me for your girl, Vero G. Yes, that's right.
Kids are watching this.
Thank you. Go vote for kids. Go to sleep. Go vote for Scars in the R&B section.
You heard that,
guys.
George? Go to sleep.
George is not here. Anyway, go vote for. All right, go vote, guys, for the song "Scars," which is in the R&B section or category.
I got scars by being on this damn show.
All right, shut up. At www.ldmradio, that's supposed to be comma, but it's a dot. www.ldmradio.com/vote once a week. Everybody, appreciate y'all those voting. Vote. Also, guys, as you see there, you go check out my latest book. If you had a chance to, it is out now. Again, it is called Gone Too Soon. So please go support that. As you see, that's the cover of the book. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Also, I'll send you that information, you guys. You can see that briefly on here. You can go check it out. It's available at www.amazon.com. That is the information there. Again, it's out now. Go check that out. Also, check out my new merch right there, guys. You guys can see that. Yes, go check it out. Listen, like I said, man, I gotta hustle. So listen, $25 for a t-shirt ain't wrong these days. It's actually a reasonable price. And also, this is $20 for the tote bag Game Master this week. So definitely go support that if you guys
buy it now.
All right, here we go.
Buy 50 of them right now.
Here we go.
If you love Vero G, buy 50 of them right now. All right? Buy it now. And donate $1 million to my campaign.
Oh, listen, you acting way
so
too much
we can have
now.
the biggest yacht party of all time.
Okay. Also, guys, real quickly, more than ever now, go check out the album. A Brand New Me is out now, all digital platforms. Big shout out to Real Lyrics, everyone who had a part in this. Again, it is now out now. So
buy the album right now. Go buy the CD at Tower Records right now.
Tower Records, that shouldn't exist anymore. That shit's old school. That shit's thrown out, man. Anyway, guys, so you can see, you can buy, you can stream the album out now on all digital platforms such as Deezer, Tidal, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music, all those fucking places. Go supporting you guys get a chance to appreciate that. With that said and done. All right, guys, I'm finally getting the out of here, as they say, because it's way overdue and I need to sleep.
Anyway.
If not, I'll be here for another fucking 5 hours,
breaking
man.
Baseball sports news.
Oh, here we go.
Juan Pagan. I mean, not Juan Pagan.
What?
Imagine. He wish.
Yeah, stop.
He's a good man.
Oh, I got a headache.
He's a good man.
I got a fucking headache. Oh, my God.
He's a good man. I'm continuing the fight that he left. He left here. But anyway, Juan Soto, baseball news. Juan Soto, you want to talk about breaking the bank? Juan Soto just signed, just agreed to the biggest contract in sports history.
You can't even be seen. What the fuck? Are you a ghost?
Yeah, I might be.
Woo!
He just signed with the Mets for $765 million. No lie, no cap.
Listen, man.
He just broke the all-time record in sports history and signed
Are
for
you there?
$765 million. He left the Yankees and now is with the Mets. The previous record was Shohei Ohtani, $700 million deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So you got a little sports news right there. And the Jets and Giants, they still suck. They both lost today, as usual.
You miss your sports talk show, don't you?
All right?
I bet you.
Let's go Knicks. And Brooklyn sucks. All right?
You said what?
Maybe, hey, all the money that Harvey Epstein has, maybe he could buy the Brooklyn Nets.
Can he buy dildos?
He probably has a few of those. He wears earrings at both ears.
This is stop.
But anyway, God bless him, though.
Yo, I'm done with Real Lyrics saying. He says, laugh my ass when Jason tried to break someone bank for $1,000.
Send me $10,000 and I'll split it with you.
What the fuck are they gonna get? If they say you $10,000, what are they gonna get? An autograph picture? What the fuck are they gonna get?
Well, I can't do nothing illegal. I can't prompt offer anything illegal because then I'll be like Eric Adams and get indicted. So, but, yeah.
You stupid.
We'll make sure Lyrics has a 20K video on Mars.
Yeah.
We'll shoot a 20K video on Mars.
In Mars?
Yeah, in Mars.
Yeah, you crazy. First of all, Juan Pagan, why are all people in him?
No, I'm thinking about Juan Soto. Juan Soto.
This guy's still alive?
Juan Soto.
Juan Pagan, not Juan Soto. Oh, shit. Yeah, okay.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
You need to go to sleep. All right, that's it. We're going to edit this out.
No, we're not. I'm leaving this shit just like this. Get them views up, baby.
Yeah, they're gonna be making fun of us on SNL. They're gonna do a skit.
Juan Pagan.
Hey, you might get elected next year. Leave him alone.
You got me crying laughing. Oh, shit. All right, guys,
bye-bye.
We're finally getting out.
Well, we'll be on SNL next week, I'm sure.
Don't say that, because people will actually tune in.
No, they'll put us on there.
No, they won't. Come on, man, please. Can you throw my trash out? You can just do this.
Epstein knows the writers, the producers there. So
I bet he does. It's not some shit.
He'll do a skit on us.
I bet he would. We'll do those. All right, guys.
And Lyrics knows a few things about Mars.
Yo, why do you gotta be saying some crazy shit? That was unnecessary, bro. Listen, man.
All right, that's it.
I'm half asleep. Okay, I've been here for 5 fucking hours.
You gonna press the button?
4 hours actually. Wow, this is crazy. Guys, whenever anything he says does not disclaimer of this show, it does not affect the show. I'm done.
All right.
All right, guys, we're finally getting out of here for once. God bless you all. Have a great week in advance. If you again,
we just want to keep you guys entertained. So.
I think they've been entertained enough for 4 hours. I think they've been entertained for 4 hours enough. All right, so again, guys, if you want to go and donate, this is the last very week for us to get anything last minute for toys for the kids. Hit me up on the IG or DM or whatever way you want to follow me, and also you can follow him. I think on the DJ There's another guy with your name, so you gotta get the right one. If
we're on here any longer, Jerry Lewis isn't appear. I'm gonna give you Pagan.
Yeah, keep it up. I don't think so. All right, guys. Again, if you want to donate anything or you want to come to Toy Drive, you're more than welcome to contact us. We need to make verifications or make sure everybody's confirming for Sunday. I'm done. Yo, Real Lyrics said you and Jason about to open bars in the bedroom tonight. You're gonna see me a few minutes snoozing the fuck off, like. Oh, I can't with you. What are you doing? Get that shit. You gotta fix that. That shit's all fucked up. Come on, put that away. That shit's all fucking broken and shit. All right, guys, we're out of here for once for all. Until then, we'll hopefully see you guys this week. I don't know, because next week we can't be on. We have this, as you know, the Toy Drive. But again, we'll be seeing you also next week. We'll be having. Let me double check the audience. We'll be having Ross X. It's not fun. The guy gave you a fucking lemon, man. Anyway, y'all just laughing my ass off. He said laughing my ass off. I'm done. Yeah, so like I said, we'll be having Ross X next week on the show, and then we'll be having Sean Felder to end the show of this month. If you'd like to be a guest, we only got 2 more openings available for January for this show, for the Vero G Spotlight radio show here. Again, hit me up. If y'all really want to come through, be a guest on here, hit me up and all that said and done real quickly. The Vero G Spotlight magazine issue is in the works right now for January issue. So hit me up if you know anybody interested to be on there and just make it happen. As your girl signing out. Till then, toodaloo everybody. Hope you have a great night. And thank you for the amazing guest for tonight's show who will be here for 4 hours now. Shit. Until then, we're signing out. Yeah, doing. You go, Vero G, and tune in till the next show. All right, guys, we all out of here. I'm out.